Why? Because you don't get your goals consistently. They don't get met consistently. You get your standards. You get your musts, never your shoulds.
Ladies and gentlemen out there, leaders out there, you know what Natita said is so true, right? About raising your standards. And it starts with your mindset, it starts with your belief, knowing that you want to get there. What I'm going to do right now, give you some tips to help your supporting team around you, help you get there.
Yes.
You know what? We talk about your warm market being your war market, right? We talk about, trust me, I know what that feels like. You guys know what that feels like. Some of you out there might have a spouse, might have a parent, might have a brother, a sister. Friends
Yep.
that is not supporting you. Well, you know what? It's their perspective, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I want to talk about how your behavior is dictated by your benefit, right? Your behavior is dictated by the benefit. Now, all you are pumped up right now. All you're ready to rock and roll because you're meeting all these successful people in this industry, all this social evidence that what you're doing right now works. So I want you to train your mind and maybe train the minds of people around you, your supporting crew, to help you win. I'll give an example with our kids. You know, if you guys have kids out there, hey, we're 3 kids, believe it or not, 3 kids together.
5, 8, and turning 10. 5, 8, 10.
3 kids.
Crazy.
And your kids might say to you, Mom, Dad, are you going to another meeting again? Are you going to take me to soccer practice?
Are you going to finally spend time with me?
That hurts, right? And you say, I'm doing all this for you. I'm doing all this so you can have a better life than the life that I had growing up. Right, parents? You understand that? So this is something that we have done that could help you with your kids. We call it the talk with the people that you love. Could be your spouse, right? We bring the kids in and say, hey kids, mommy and daddy, over the next 90 days, we got a big goal ahead of us. We got a big target ahead of us. Maybe you want to hit a rank in your company, a prize, something in your company. You go, hey kids, we're going to do this in the next 90 days so that we can hit a prize or hit a rank. Now kids, tell us, we want you to support us, and what do you want? One kid may say, hey, if you guys hit the target, can I go to Disneyland? Yes, you can go to Disneyland. Another kid could be like, hey, if you guys hit the target, can you take us to the NBA game to watch LA Lakers win another championship?
Or buy this toy?
Or buy this toy? Or my daughter could be like, hey, can mommy and I go for a mommy and daughter day flying somewhere, right? Give them that prize, because when you give them that prize, that benefit, it helps with the behavior during this process or during this 90 days. We've done this multiple times. And guess what? The kids now say to us like, hey dad, aren't you supposed to be on Zoom? I'm waiting for my Laker game. Oh, hey mom, aren't you supposed to be calling someone? We will have to go on our mommy and daughter day. So the behavior is dictated by the benefit. Now everyone out there, let me give you another example. How many of you out there does not like your boss? How many out there? Be honest, does not like your boss. And during a job interview, how was your behavior? During your job interview, how was your behavior? Why? Because you have to be on your best behavior, because the benefit is you're going to get a job and you're going to get paid. You know, sometimes we go out on weekends and we have a little bit too much fun and we sleep really late on Sunday night, but what do you do Monday morning? You wake up to that alarm that you don't want to hear. You get ready for work that you don't want to go to maybe, and you see the person that you don't want to see, your boss maybe. Why? Because of the benefit that you get, right? So let's bring that into this business. Bring that into this business. What are the benefits that you want? And is your behavior helping you get there? I'll give you another example. When Natia and I, and this guys might understand this. Ladies, I don't know what you do, but I'll give you from a guy perspective. I'll tell you about the benefit and behavior. I remember dating this young, beautiful lady in the beginning. I was on the best behavior, right, Natita?
Was.
No, she was.
Past tense.
But I'll be like, hey, we could be walking on the beach, and she'll be like, hey, honey, I'm a little bit cold. Man, this jacket was out in an instant over her to keep her warm. Now, it's still the same. I'm just saying. It's still the same, right, Natita?
Sure. Just like right before this recording, I say I'm freezing. He's like, oh.
But hey, maybe now you could be, married, 3 kids a little bit later, but you're walking down the beach, and she goes, what do you say?
I'm cold. I'm freezing.
And I go, I told you to get your jacket from the car.
You man, you're guilty.
But this is just a prime example about the behave for the benefit, right? So how can this help you? I want you to change the perspective of what you see in front of you. Guys out there, you know what? Failure is part of winning. Failure is part of winning. And I want you to have the right perspective. I've seen it so many times. Choose your mindset. Choose the right perspective. Your perspective can put you in prison or can power you. Look, in every company, there are people winning and there's people losing. In every company. There's people coming in, there's people going out. That's part of the business. Now, what is your perspective? Are you focusing on the people going out? Guess what? You're going out. Are you focused on the people hitting the next rank? Guess what? You get to go to the next rank. So you have to control your perspective to help you win, help empower you so that you can focus on the right behavior to get your benefits.
You know, that I just want to end with this, everyone. You know, you tell people what you deserve by what you're willing to accept. If you're like, you know what, at this small little rank, that's all I'm gonna be at, you know, and I'm gonna cruise along and just complain, that person probably got lucky, or this person probably got there because of, I don't know what, you know, and yet you're not willing to do anything else, you're telling people what you deserve because that's what you're accepting. If you're saying, if you live in the small part and you're willing to accept that, you are telling people what you deserve. You're telling your subconscious mind what you deserve. And that's why today we're telling you, raise your standards, change your perspective. You know, for myself and Chad, like I said, we've been doing this game, this business, this industry, this amazing, amazing career for the last 18 to 21 years full time. So we have failed. Like maybe some of you, most of you haven't failed before. And now we're like, bring it on, failure. Why? Because we have learned through personal development, like Chad said, let that action, let that consequence create the correct perspective for you. Either it imprisons you and makes you feel like a failure, or you say, yes, I just found one way how not to do something. That just when you're like, oh, this top rank in my company, it's impossible. No. Possible. The word impossible is not a fact. It is purely an opinion. It is only impossible until someone does it first. Then you realize that wasn't impossible at all. That can't happen. You know, even people who are like, that's scientifically impossible. How many times on Earth has something scientifically impossible been proven wrong?
Yep.
Then after that, there's all the science to back it up to show how it can happen. You know, I'm inviting all of you. We are inviting every single one of you today to not only raise your standards, but to step out of your comfort zone. Too many people stay within their comfort zone, which leads to an uncomfortable life, rather than stepping out of their comfort zone in order to lead a comfortable life.
Wow.
Which one would you guys rather have? You know, that's why we're here to say, use this time. Be on purpose. Have a purpose-driven life. Be on purpose. When you're listening to all these powerful leaders who are speaking here, trainers who are speaking here, are you just listening and just writing random notes, or not listening and just eating food, or what? Are you like really focused and saying, you know what, I am going to listen and I'm going to take action? Because just knowing all of this, just feeling it in your heart, in your mind, but without action, it's not going to lead you anywhere. Nowhere. Just because in your head, you're like, in my head, I'm raising my standards in my head, but you're not taking actions for that? Why? We don't, the way myself and Todd lead, we like to lead unapologetically. We will tell you how it is. To say, dude, step up, take action. You say you want this, but your actions are not in alignment. Have alignment with your actions along with your standards, and you will witness and see everything change. You know, when we talk about action, you know, like a glass of water, half full, half empty. As people are arguing, if it's half empty or half full, we already sold the glass. You know, like, that's the key. Sell the glass. Stop arguing. Stop trying to overthink things. The only way I remember, okay, you know what, when people say, oh gosh, all these leaders, they were born leaders. They're so lucky. You know, do you ever see, you know, headlines where you're saying, this person just gave birth to a lawyer, this person just gave birth to a doctor, this person just gave birth to the top #1 income earner in the world? No, they just gave birth to a little baby or a little girl. It was through life, through training, through personal development that they grew to be that person that they are today. When we first started out, I remember, even though we're second generation networkers, we started out so insecure. I remember, like, we got rejected nonstop. We drove how many hours? Like 4 hours to a training that someone said there was gonna be 300 people there. We got our banners, we got our like drinks. We
borrowed product from friends because we thought it would sell out.
Yes, and we got there, zero show. Actually, you know what? One person. And that one person was the one person who had the keys to the office to open it up. I was, you know what? We'll just train you. He didn't sign up. But guys, rejection. I felt like quitting so many times. I felt like saying, you know what? They say apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You know, Nat and Shani, who are my parents, you know, like, yes, they're legends, but maybe it's not in my blood. You know, and I felt like a massive failure. But every single time we would, like, I remember we would punch each other like this while we're driving and saying, you know what? Next. SW, 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 next. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. Perspective or prison? We're saying, thank you, I just learned something. You know what? Failing gives you confidence to stand up and say, this is how I'm gonna close. I used to hate closing, but now I'm obsessed with it because I know the lives we will change through this close. So I'm inviting every single one of you to change your standards, raise your standards, and take action towards it. And do that activity. Yes, tell the world, but do the activity. You know, it's what you do in private that you will be awarded for in public. So again, impossible is only an opinion. Go out and show the world what you can do. My name is Natita.
My name is Chad.
And we love you guys.
Love you guys.
Welcoming you guys to raise your standards. Woo!
Hola, 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 ¿cómo está mi gente bella y hermosa? Es un placer para mí estar con ustedes aquí en Business for Home compartiendo pues un ligero entrenamiento, un ligero tip que puede ayudar para que crezca tu negocio. Y vamos a hablar de cómo despertar y perseguir una meta. Es importante que nosotros sepamos primero por qué voy a hacer esto. Tu por qué es importante que sepas por qué lo vas a hacer. ¿Cuál es tu por qué? Pero requieres buscar un porqué de a de veras, porque recuerda esto, cuando estés en tus momentos esos de que no hago nada, recuerdes tu porqué y lo quieres tener por escrito. ¿Por qué quieres hacer este negocio? Y no me vayas a poner porque quiero ganar mucho dinero, porque quiero otro estilo de vida. No, el por qué, el para qué. ¿Para qué quieres ese mucho dinero? O quizá tu motor sea tu familia, el futuro de tus hijos. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué quieres que tus hijos logren? Requieres hacer tu porqué. Quizá tu porqué sean tus padres, quizá tu porqué sea que en estos momentos no tienes una casa, no tienes que comer, quizá no has sido el padre perfecto para tus hijos porque obviamente hay muchas carencias. ¿Cuál es tu porqué? Y requieres hacerlo por escrito. Y después de allí, tu mapa de cómo lo voy a hacer. Es importante, muchos de nosotros queremos hacer las cosas, reinventar la rueda y quizá no tengas nada y cero de experiencia. Imagínate cuánto te va a llevar el tiempo de inventar y caer, inventar y caer. Yo lo que te propongo a ti es que si ya estás en una empresa, alguien te invitó a ti. Requieres sentarte con esa persona y si esa persona no tiene la información, busca al que está arriba, al que está arriba, al que está arriba o conéctate a los entrenamientos, a los meetings, a lo que tu empresa esté dando. Es importante que veas qué es lo que requiero hacer y cómo lo voy a hacer. Número 1, primero, conoce el plan de tu empresa. Requieres conocer cómo pagan, qué necesitas, cuándo lo necesitas, cuándo son los periodos que te da. Requieres conocer el plan y no tampoco te preocupes que si requiero aprender primero el plan para poder avanzar. No, lo que tú requieres es primer paso. ¿Qué requiero hacer para llegar de A a B? Una vez que tú reconoces qué necesitas para llegar de A a B, empezarlo a poner por escrito. Paso número 2 es obtén las herramientas que tú necesitas. ¿Qué es lo que yo necesito? Primero que nada, si estás en una empresa de productos, requieres tener inventario. Si estás en una empresa de sistemas, requieres conocer todos los sistemas que están hablando. O sea, en pocas palabras, ¿cuál es la herramienta que tu empresa requiere o vende o promueve, como lo quieras entender? Porque para mí son ventas, para mí son ventas. El producto. A mí es importante que cuando tú conoces el plan escalón por escalón, o sea, rango por rango o reconocimiento, como le llamen en tu empresa, requieres saber qué es lo que quieres y cuánto tiempo. Necesitas ponerle números a tu plan. Una vez que tú le pones números, porque realmente el producto que más se mueve aquí son las personas. Entonces, requieres poner para llegar a este rango, para llegar a este rango. ¿Cuánto es el volumen que yo necesito? Distribúyelo en 6 meses, en 3 meses. O si tu empresa, el programa es mensual, divide el número mensual. ¿Entre cuántas semanas? 4. Y después que sacaste el volumen de 4 semanas, ¿cuánto le corresponde a cada semana? Después por 7 días o 5 días, si quieres descansar 2, tú decides, pero ponlo por escrito. Y una vez que tú sabes cuál es tu cuota diaria, va a ser más fácil que lo hagas. Apaláncate de las redes sociales, el promover tu empresa. ¿Cómo lo voy a promover? Por medio de tu historia, por medio de la historia de alguien más. Apaláncate de lo que ya tiene la empresa y manténlo contigo para que cuando tú vayas a prospectar, compartas por qué estás haciendo este proyecto. Las redes sociales es un apalancamiento tremendo donde tú puedes anunciar tu negocio y ¿sabes qué es lo mejor? Que es gratuito, no pagas. Y bueno, también hay apalancamiento del cual tú puedes pagar, pero ahorita no quieras tirarle a los patos más grandes cuando tú estás haciendo tus pininos. Nosotros en México decimos, echando a perder se aprende. Así es que empieza a compartir. Pero es que yo nada más tengo a mi familia y mis amigos y todos me dijeron que no, ¿cómo le voy a hacer? Yo te voy a decir que esos son los últimos que yo toco. Yo prefiero el mercado frío. Como decimos, ni parientes somos y me dicen no, ni me duele. Nos seguimos adelante, ni los conozco. Y realmente no si sientas mal porque te dicen no a tu negocio. Recuerda esto, siempre hay 2 respuestas. Sí, gracias, no, gracias. Así es que ya sabes que si existe un sí, gracias, un no, gracias, pues ¿para qué te duele? ¿Sí me explico? No toda la gente va a ser para tu proyecto, mas sin embargo, si tú tienes un plan de prospectar, nuestro mentor dice 25 nos, sal a buscar todos los días, te aseguro que entre medio de esos 25 nos va a haber una persona que te diga sí. Ahora, ¿qué requieres una vez que ya tienes el objetivo? Disciplina, señores, sin disciplina no hay nada. La disciplina duele, molesta, no me gusta. ¿A quién le gusta ser disciplinado? Es más, muchos de nosotros hablamos de disciplina y pensamos que es un castigo. ¿Por qué? Porque relacionamos especialmente nosotros los latinos con disciplina. Necesita disciplinar a su hijo. Entonces como que ya lo sabemos, como que es regaño, como que es algo que me duele, no me gusta, me espanta, me asusta, pero yo te digo que la disciplina es lo que te lleva a ti a los resultados. Y disciplina para mí es el compromiso que requieres tener tú para hacer tu negocio. Ahora, como te dije, requieres tener una meta concreta. Pero si tú dijiste que vas a empezar a prospectar a las 8 de la mañana hasta las 10, mantente en ese horario. De las 10 a las 11 voy a hacer llamadas de seguimiento para mis clientes, mantente allí. Que si dijiste, ¿sabes qué? A las 11, a las 12 voy a hacer un Facebook Live, mantente allí y hazlo. Eso es lo que requieres tú hacer. Si lo haces por 21 días, te comprometes. Cuando tú empiezas a reconocer que disciplina es hacer lo que requieres hacer, todo se te va a hacer bien fácil. Y vas a dejar de estar en el papel de la víctima, que no quieren, que esto y que lo otro, porque ya sabes que sí o sí lo requieres hacer. Y lo puedes aplicar para todos los aspectos de tu vida, en todos los aspectos. Si no hay disciplina, no hay resultados. Y obviamente, hacer lo que requerimos hacer molesta, duele, pero una vez que lo haces, se vuelve fácil. Y lo más importante es que celebres tus logros. Requieres celebrar tus logros. Es importante que cada cosa que tú hagas, requieres celebrarlo. No solamente tus logros, sino los logros con la gente que duplicas lo que haces. La duplicación es importante y por eso requerimos tomar conciencia de qué es lo que queremos duplicar con nuestra gente. La primera persona que tiene que trabajar eres tú. Lo empiezas a hacer y es más fácil porque lo duplicas con la gente que viene atrás de ti. Recuerda que el buen líder promueve con el ejemplo, no con lo que habla. Las palabras no tienen tanto peso como las acciones. Así es que si tú empiezas a hacerlo con las acciones, vas a tener resultados. Si no, no va a haber nada, no va a haber crecimiento, te vas a mantener allí en donde estás. Recuerda que tú eres el creador de tu destino. Eres la persona que puede desarrollar y hacer una red grande. Recuerda que esto es como las palomitas que metes al microwave. Primero una, después otra y después otra y después pum, 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 una tras otra. Pero lo más importante es cuando la gente ve que tú lo estás haciendo, la gente lo va a hacer. Pero si tú no lo haces, si tú no eres el ejemplo, no va a pasar nada. La primera persona que requiere tener su mapa de los sueños eres tú, para que puedas inspirar a otras personas a que tengan sueños. De allí es donde nacen las redes grandes, de allí es donde nacen los líderes que llevan una trayectoria, porque empiezan a hacerlo desde el principio. Trabajan, trabajan y trabajan y trabajan sin cesar. Y eso es lo que hace más eco en las personas. No lo que hablamos, no lo que decimos. Tú eres la primera persona que puede cambiar su mundo. Recuerda, no podemos cambiar el mundo de nadie, pero cuando nosotros somos un ejemplo, cuando nosotros hacemos lo que requerimos hacer, es importante que nosotros trabajemos de una manera constante para compartir lo que puede hacer grande a otros, el servir a los demás. Recuerda, ¿por qué vas a hacer esta empresa? Quizá en estos momentos ni siquiera tienes idea, pero ¿sabes una cosa? Lo que sí sabemos en el corazón de nosotros es que queremos hacer un legado para nuestras familias. Quizá seamos los primeros de tomar la decisión y eso va a costar, sí. Que te van a decir sí y no. Esas dos respuestas ya sabemos que son las que existen afuera, pero entre medio va a haber gente que te va a decir tú no puedes, va a ser gente que te va a decir eso no es cierto, eso no sirve, eso no funciona, pero cuando tú tienes clara tu visión, créeme que no va a haber un no por opción, es un sí, es un sí. Es un sí, es seguir adelante con tus sueños, es seguir aunque estés cansado, aunque te duela, aunque sientas que las puertas se están cerrando, aunque sea que estés pasando por ese túnel negro que todos los líderes pasamos, siempre hay una luz. Y siempre cuando insistes, persistes y te mantienes firme en tu disciplina, en tu objetivo, en tu meta, no hay nada que te pare. Es un proceso. ¿Que va a ser fácil? No. ¿Que va a ser difícil? Lo difícil se hace entre más tardes en hacer las cosas, más difícil se te va a hacer. Entre más enfrentes tus miedos, aquello que te limita, entre más lo hagas, ¿sabes qué? Más fácil se te va a hacer. Nada en este planeta ha sido fácil para aquel que se arriesga a hacerlo primero. En las redes sociales y en las redes de mercadeo, tú estás primero y después empieza la gente hacia abajo. Pero si tú no tomas la decisión, si tú no tomas cuánto requieres tú que te paguen. Porque tú eres la persona que pone el precio. Me encanta ser networker porque yo le pongo... A mí nadie me dice cuánto me va a pagar, pero si yo quiero un cheque grande, de las cifras más grandes que da la empresa, porque recuerda, el plan, para mí, el plan de compensación es como un pastel. Tú quieres una rebanadita, quizá un pedacito, pero yo como soy bien tragona, quiero la rebanada más grande que de mi empresa. Y por lo tanto, mi cheque requiere ser bien grandote. Pero para verle esos ceros a mi cheque, también es el grado de compromiso, el grado de disciplina, en todas las áreas. Ahora, ahorita en estos momentos, gracias a la tecnología, desde libros, audios de desarrollo. Aquí precisamente ahorita con todos mis compañeros líderes de diferentes empresas van a estar compartiendo contigo herramienta de mucho poder. Anótala, pero no la anotes nada más y que se quede en el olvido. Ponlo a la práctica, ponlo a la acción, sí o sí. Cansado, con miedo, con todo lo que te esté sucediendo, con problemas, es que los hijos, es que mi esposo, es que esto, es que el otro. Los esques son los porqués tú te inventas para sentirte bien ante los demás porque no haces las cosas. Así de sencillo. Yo no te compro tus porqués. Porque mucha gente me dice, por mis hijos, es que tengo 5 hijos y los tengo que atender. Y volteo a ver a otra mamá, por mis hijos que requieren bastante, necesitan bastante, lo tengo que hacer, lo requiero hacer. Son dos ideas diferentes que se compran sus porqués, hacen o no hacen las cosas. Recuerda, todo lo que tú creas y le das poder, eso es. Pero en realidad, las personas que han dejado un legado en este planeta Tierra, para ellos su objetivo, con cansancio, con hijos, sin hijos, con lo que tengas que hacer, tú tienes un objetivo ya escrito y te mantienes firme. Cuando tú lo agregas a tu vida diaria en todos los sentidos, tú vas a empezar a darte cuenta que todo requiere números. Somos energía, señores, somos números. Si nosotros, la ley de acción-reacción, si nosotros promovemos nuestra empresa, si nosotros hablamos de las historias de nuestra empresa, la reacción va a ser que la gente te va a escuchar, alguna gente se va a conectar con tu proyecto, alguna gente va a decir, ¿sabes qué? Yo quiero también eso. Si tú empiezas a tener cambios en tu estilo de vida, la gente dice, ¿sabes qué? Yo tengo trabajando tanto y no tengo resultados y realmente esta persona está haciendo eso, a pesar de que se burló la familia, a pesar de que le dije que no, está teniendo resultados tarde o temprano. Esas personas llegan a ti y te dicen, oye, dime cómo le haces, compárteme lo que tú estás haciendo. Por eso es importante que te promuevas, que si la gente te dice no sirves para esto, no lo vas a hacer, tú no te pongas a pelear, simplemente haz y mantén el círculo de las personas que piensan igual que tú. Sí, acércate a los líderes de tu empresa, acércate a los audios de tu empresa, acércate a esa gente que tiene lo que tú requieres, porque obviamente la comadre, ¿qué va a saber de esto? Te va a decir, no, en tal empresa sucedió eso. Te digo una cosa, es la peor tontería que tú te acerques a escuchar personas que no conocen esta industria. Y en esta industria hay personas que se desarrollan mucho más. Así es que yo te voy a invitar a ti que te dejes de miedos, que te dejes de pereza y pongas acción. Le pongas disciplina a tu objetivo y te aseguro que rango tras rango que haya en tu empresa, tú lo vas a ir logrando cuando te mantienes con un plan y cuando te lo haces sí o sí. La verdad, los amo, los quiero y espero que esta herramienta la pongas en acción y quiero verte a ti en los estrellatos de tu empresa.
Hi everyone, so amazing to hear Ada. She's just a wonderful person. I love her message. She speaks from her heart. She has so many great people around her, experience. She's just a beautiful person. I hope you really enjoyed her talk. And you see me up here all by myself. Guess what? Who I'm gonna introduce to you? Like nobody else then. Woohoo, Sherry. So what I want to share with you, and maybe you don't know about her, is that she actually has 20 years experience in network marketing. She has a very interesting story she will share with you. But after network marketing, she actually became one of the world's most famous female keynote speakers in the world, together with Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Sir Richard Branson, Les Brown. We've actually been traveling around the world to change so many people's lives. And then Sherry wrote the book. She's actually a best-selling author of the book Why They Buy, and she actually studied people. And you know, Sherry shared with you her famous book, her favorite book, her book that changed her life, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm going to share with you, very personal to me, actually Sherry's book changed my life, how I deal with people, how I communicate, I judge less, I love more, and I think that's a beautiful message. And along the way, speaking on all those big stages, traveling the world, we suddenly got invited to actually speak at Harvard University, one of the major universities in the United States. We spoke for Google. Everybody knows Google. We spoke for the United Nations. I say we because I'm always backstage. So actually it's Sherry, right? Sherry actually got invited to speak at the United Nations to share our artificial intelligence to do good in the world and how to communicate better with people. So without further ado, here is the amazing Sherry Tree.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Esther, for the amazing introduction. Congratulations to all the amazing speakers who have shared this stage. I'm really honored to be here, right here in the Netherlands. I absolutely love it. And what I want to share with you is a little bit of my story. I'm going to give you some success tips. I'm going to encourage you to take a few notes. So let me take you back. I mentioned to Esther one of my favorite books was the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because this one absolutely changed my mind. And I remember learning one of the things Robert Kiyosaki said, because I always had a dream of being an entrepreneur. I knew I always wanted to be a millionaire. Why? Because being broke sucks. No offense, I don't like it. I wanted to figure out how I could get access to wealth, right? And after reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he said, if you want to be really good in business, if you want to be a great entrepreneur, which network marketing is all about, you've got to be great in sales. Now, I was not great in sales, so I got involved in network marketing. I thought, I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to go in with both feet, and I absolutely crushed it. Boom! My first year income, I made $700. Okay, so you can tell I absolutely struggled. I had a really tough time. And one of the choices that you're gonna have when you're young in network marketing is whether or not you're gonna quit and just call it good, or are you gonna keep going and fail forward like we talked about. So I decided, I had to get mentally tough, and I failed forward, and I kept going. And I studied as much as I possibly could. I remember I would read tons of books, and I listened to audio programs back when they were cassette tapes, if any of you remember those days of cassette tapes. I attended all the company conferences and Super Saturdays. Those are so important that you absolutely plug in. That's one of the secrets of success. And over a 5-year period, I did get my income up. I got my income up from $700 to $72,000. And I had a nice rank. I remember going on a few company trips. And the funny thing is, though, I didn't feel successful. I didn't feel financially free, and partly because I was $30,000 in credit card debt, renting an apartment, couldn't numbers on the board, so to speak, and achieving the goals or the milestones that you've heard many of these leaders talking about. And what I realized along the way was that, something is broken. I wasn't sure whether it was me that was broken or maybe it was the system. Something is broken. What I ended up figuring out was that there was actually something that was programming me and countless others to fail. What I was being told was that sales was a numbers game. What I was being told was that in order to get more yeses, I had to get more No's. And I bet you could fill in the blank with that because you've probably been told that too. Matter of fact, I was supposed to wake up every single day motivated to go for no. But I realized that that's actually not what I wanted to do. That was one of the craziest things I'd ever heard. Because the truth is, deep down in my heart, I didn't want to go for no. I wanted to go for yes. I wanted to figure out exactly how to get that yes. And so I spent time trying to figure out exactly how to get a yes. And I cracked that code. And that's something I want to share with you. And I'm going to give you something to write down, something that could transform everything in your life and your business right now. Write down this. Sales is not a numbers game. Sales is not a numbers game. Sales is a people game. You hear it all the time. You're in the people business. This is a people business. And as soon as I figured that out, as soon as I started studying people and understanding people and the science of people, why they buy and all of those types of things, everything changed. I just made a little tweak in the way that I was approaching people and the way that I was doing business with people and engaging people and inviting people to come join me. And in one single year, having cracked this code, my income went from $72,000 to more than $500,000, a 7x increase. And I want you to write that on your paper, 7x. If you would love to 7x your income in the next 12 months. My favorite part is I went from working 60 to 80 hours a week down to 20 to 30. You know, the whole key to truly living life, what I believe true wealth, is not just having more money, it's actually having time plus money. Time plus money is what creates true wealth. And so as we're sitting here kind of peeling back the layers, I want to share with you something that's really important. If you want to make it to wealthy, if you're chasing your financial dreams and attempting to build a legacy, then I want to break it down and help you deconstruct what are those numbers. According to our government in the USA, 54% of people at age 65 are nowhere near financial independence. Matter of fact, they're deemed dependent upon our government, church, and family. That's not a very good financial outcome. Another 36% are still working. Walmart and McDonald's became some of the largest employers of senior citizens. Well, that's a shame, right? 5% are dead. Yikes. Like they kind of checked out financially a little bit early. Now, if you add all of that up, we're at 95%, okay? 95% of my country is totally screwed financially. 4% were on the path to financial independence. And I thought that was really amazing until I understood the government's definition of that. It means that you could live on somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. Eh? No. I've never met one person in network marketing that said, yes, that's the package for me. When you add all of that up, you're at 99%. What does that leave you? 1%. The wealthy 1%. The wealthy 1% have a net worth of $5 million US, $5 million or more. So friend, as you're sitting here watching this conference and you're like, well, I want to learn how to be successful in network marketing. Do this because you want to be wealthy. You want to be wealthy for you. You want to be wealthy for your family. You want to be wealthy to build and leave your legacy. So what I then did was study the wealthy 1%. Who are the wealthy 1%? And actually, what are they doing to get there? And I want to share that with you so that you have a little bit of background. 1% of the 1% got lucky. They hit the lottery or got a big fat inheritance. I remember going to a party once. Some rich kids were there and they said, hey, are you a TFB? I'm like, what's a TFB? They're like, a trust fund, baby. I'm like, no. Okay. 5% are super salespeople, the type that can sell ice to Eskimos. Well, yeah, that's probably not you either. 10% are doctors and attorneys. Another 10% are CEOs and presidents of major companies. Well, according to Robert Kiyosaki, they're still trading time for dollars and they're on the wrong side of the cash flow quadrant. But here's the good news. 74% of the wealthy 1% are business owners and entrepreneurs. So why I am so passionate about network marketing, why I am so passionate about helping you succeed. I don't care if you're the single mom at home, if you're in your 20s, if you're in your 60s, like it doesn't matter. We're here for you. Why I wanted to participate here in the Growth Conference is because the top leaders of the world want to share their success nuggets with you. So one of my success nuggets that I wanted to share with you is to remember sales is not a numbers game, it's a people game. The moment that you can fall in love with people, understand people, know exactly what makes them tick, my whole world changed. Getting the yes became the easiest thing I'd ever done. And as a matter of fact, as I trained it to my own team and taught them the science of exactly how to get a yes, my income went from $8,000 to $261,000 in 28 days. You heard me right. 28 days, 8,000 to 261,000. So I'm going to give you something to help kind of focus on. There's 4 key metrics that you want to focus on in your network marketing business. I call them the 4 R's. You want to maximize your business. You want to maximize your results. Focus on these 4 R's. R number 1, revenue. There's a lot of people out there that say, hey, when you join network marketing, you don't have to be good in sales. You just have to share. Sometimes I speak at network marketing conventions and I say, if that were true, this would be called the Direct Sharing Association, not the Direct Selling Association. See, I don't want you to be intimidated by the word sales. Sales doesn't mean you're a used car salesman trying to like manipulate people or fraud them or get them to do things that are not in their best interest. No. Replace the word sales with influence. Replace the word sales with service. In your heart of hearts, are you representing a product, a service, or an opportunity that makes your customer's life better when they say yes? And if you can answer yes ethically and in integrity to that question, then the only failure is the failure to close the sale. The key is about getting yes and helping people move closer to their dreams. Why? For me, my why is I'm passionate about helping people make it to the 1% club because the 99% club doesn't work. All right? So you want to get really good in revenue. That means you want to measure and track that in your business. You want to close sales. You want to get yeses, and you do need to put numbers up on the board. The reason revenue is also important in network marketing is the average person, you heard Ted, 150 million distributors around the world, but 98% of them earn less than $500 a year. And sure, there's people that's perfectly fine. Awesome for them. But if you want more and you need more and you deserve more, if you want to put, your chance at 5 million, then you're going to have to get a lot more, and we want to help you be able to do that. R number 2 is recruiting. The business of network marketing is a distribution business. Listen, your company could have said, hey, we want to partner with Amazon. Hey, we want to partner with Costco. Hey, we want to partner with Alibaba. We want to partner with the biggest distribution hubs in the world. But they didn't. And God bless them because they gave you and your family an opportunity. And they said, we're going to move this product through word of mouth marketing, through relationship marketing, through people just like you. There are millions of people all over the world that are on their bended knee at night praying to God for an opportunity, praying to God that they can get out of debt, buy their home, go on vacation, live the life of their dreams. And all you've got to do is find them and bring them in business with you, teach them, train them, and optimize them, so that you are building a business of distribution. Sadly, the average person in network marketing only ever recruits 2.2 people in their lifetime. Well, that's not a very big distribution business, which is why it's not a very big revenue business for 98% of people. The third R that I want you focused on is rank. Rank is a leadership title. Rank is a reward for your volume of distribution of revenue and recruiting spread across your entire organization. As you start moving a lot more product organizations worldwide, the average person in network marketing never achieves past their first given rank. What that means, my friend, is number 1, take care of you and make sure that you're rank advancing. And then number 2, figure out exactly how to duplicate that type of success across your entire organization. I can promise you it'll be a lot easier if you can switch from sales mentality and throwing numbers on the board to actually focusing your entire organization to people, understanding people, and what makes them say yes versus no. All right? The fourth R that I want to focus on is retention. Retention is so key in the organization, and the reason is people come and go like a revolving door. Average person only stays in network marketing 90 days. Average customer only stays purchasing your product on an auto ship for 6 months. What does that really mean, friend? What it really means is that you're literally out of business every 6 months, and you've got so much bleed and so much attrition that all your front end new efforts are to fill the holes and the leaks inside of your organization. And to be honest, that's exhausting. Who has time for that? Who has energy for that? So I want to help you with your retention. I want to help you be able to not just recruit people, but keep them, right? You hear the saying about money. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Well, it's not how many you recruit, it's how many you actually keep. It's how many you help them drive revenue, drive recruiting, and drive rank will help you drive retention. And there are secrets that you want to be able to implement in your business to be able to help you do just that. The secret, again, I'm going to say it again, sales is not a numbers game, it's a people game. And you want to use the science of exactly how to get a yes instead of going for no. When you teach your organization how to go for yes and then show them how to actually get the yes, you'll change everything. Network marketing for me changed my entire life. And I got to tell you, it hasn't always been easy. Esther was up here saying that I've been asked to speak all over the world, and that's true. I share stages with some of the biggest icons in the world. I remember speaking to an event promoter that books the top female speakers in the world, and she says, "Sherry, you're one of the top 5 in the world." And I said, "Well, who else is in the top 5?" They said, "Michelle Obama, Oprah." I'm like, holy cow, like, whoa. And Sherry Tree was in that top 5. I want to help you be able to create success for you and your organization. I want to help you become indestructible in this business. I want to help you be able to measure and track your progress in the 4 R's and help you duplicate that. Help you and your organization drive more revenue than ever before. Drive more recruiting than ever before. Drive more ranks than ever before. Drive higher retention than ever before. Stop the bleeding. And what you will create is a business of massive passive income. There's another side to my story that I want to share before I end, is that making millions is one thing, and it's totally awesome, but there was a moment where I lost everything. I ended up losing everything, filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy and moving into a storage unit. The storage unit didn't have any running water. It certainly didn't have a toilet. I went to the local camp store, and I got a 5-gallon bucket called a Luggable Loo, and I made that my toilet for the next 18 months. 18 months. I went to the gym and I got a membership so that I could shower on almost a daily basis. If you're going through struggles right now, keep going. All I can say is what happened to me during that time is I don't regret it. My family didn't even know it happened to me. Why? Because I didn't want to let them know that I failed, and I fell really hard on my face. I was bleeding financially. But one of the best things that happened to me in that moment was I lost my attachment to money, and I grew my attachment to people and to my purpose. My purpose for why I'm here, our company's entire mission statement, is to connect and empower humanity. To connect and empower humanity. And friend, that's exactly what you are doing in your network marketing business. When you go out there every single day and you wear that badge of courage and you put on your armor shield and you say, I'm going to take no prisoners, and I'm not going to take no for an answer, and I'm going to go for yes, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it, and do it, and do it, and do it, and do it. And when I'm tired, I'm going to do it some more. And that's going to be the theme that you see of every single speaker that shares the stage, the people that are at the top of their ranks, the people who are maxing out the compensation plan, the people who actually have the shot at the Wealthy 1% Club are those that take action. Do it. Now I want to introduce to you our next speaker who's going to be joining me right here on stage. This is a gentleman that comes from the good old state of Texas. He's married to a beautiful woman. He's been in network marketing. One of the number one things that he's committed to, his quote saying, is say increase. And I want you to repeat after me. Say increase. I love that word. Yes, thank you guys. Say increase, okay? Stop thinking about it and get out there and start doing. This gentleman, this network marketing leader, this $1 million producer is getting ready to share with you the secrets of how to build a $1 million business from scratch. Okay, so it's my privilege to be able to share the stage with him. Please help me give a warm welcome to the amazing Johnny Wimbrey.
Hello, my name is Johnny Wimbrey. Thank you so much for this incredible opportunity. I know there are tens of thousands of people right now that are watching this live in multiple countries around the world. You are at the 2021 Virtual Business for Home Conference, and that's literally what I want to talk about right now. Perpetual success. He said it in his endorsement to me, creating perpetual success. What does that mean? How do you build an organization that just doesn't create a one-time success, but a residual, perpetual success? And that's the whole purpose of what we are about to dive into right now. If you had to do it all over again, could you? Now, I've been in this industry for 20 years now. I joined the industry of home-based businesses when I was 25 years old back in the year 2000. I'm 45 years old as you're watching this right now. And since that date, not only have I built an organization that has expanded in over 100 countries around the world, a multiple billion-dollar organization, but I've had to start all over, not just once, again and again and again. Not meaning starting over with a new company, just starting over with new leadership, building a new team. Do you have what it takes to build something from scratch if you had to? And listen to me, my good friend, my mentor, Mr. Les Brown says this. He says, it's better to be prepared and never called than it is to be called and not prepared. So I want to prepare you for that call. If you are an entrepreneur, I want you to understand it's okay if you have to build it again. It's okay if you have to get back in, the driver's seat and just absolutely persevere and push through and build something from scratch again and again and again. And I want you to create that mindset. Listen, this is the network marketing industry. We build organizations, we build people, we build brands, but more importantly, we build character. Do you have the character to build from scratch? Now, this message is designed for those individuals who are at the top and anybody else who wants to get there. And I hope that you're that type of person that you can program yourself and you can subscribe to the mindset that this is for you. When you see multi-million-dollar stories walking across the stage in your company, I want you to visualize if they can do it, then I can do it too. How do I know that? Listen, I don't come from a lifestyle of wealth. My earliest memory in life was living in a battered women's shelter. I was homeless. I was raised around gangs and violence and drugs my entire youth. As a matter of fact, as a teenager, I had a felony arrest. Now, I don't know what country you're in. currency. Regardless of what you do to it, as long as it stays intact and it stays one piece, just like you are still one piece, you may feel like you've been folded. But I'm telling you, your value is still there. You will never be able to build a multi-million-dollar organization if you don't understand your personal value. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't see the value in who you are and what you bring to the table, I question your success in this industry. And you may say, Johnny, well, how do I get back to understanding my original value? How do I create this character and this confidence from the inside out, that when I talk to people about my business, about my product, I am talking with a level of certainty, I'm talking with a level of confidence that comes from character, and your character is 100% attached to how you see your own personal value. If you can fold money up, if you can crumble it up, if you can throw it to the ground, if you can find a $20 bill that's been sitting on the ground for 3 years and you find it, guess what it's worth? $20. Some of you have been on the ground for days, months. Some of you are questioning yourself because of 2020. Listen, 2020 happened to all of us. And they say 2020 was the year of vision. Trust me when I say I can see clearer now. I can see clearer today than I could see on January the 1st of 2020. But I had to focus on my personal value. See, you were born to win, and you got to understand that winner lives within you right now. So the first thing is value. Do you understand your value? Now I want to talk about faith. The faith that you should have in yourself. See, value and faith are totally different. Value is you know who you are, you know what you bring to the table. Faith is, listen, I'm going to get up today and I'm going to walk through doors. I'm going to make these calls. I have faith that something is going to happen. Who is none of my business. When is none of my business. Where is none of my business. How is none of my business. It's only my business to get into action. Do you have that kind of faith? Like the faith that you have in a chair. Now, some of you are sitting in a chair right now. If we were in an auditorium with 20,000 people, all of you would come in and you would just set your little happy butt down in that chair. What if you could have faith in yourself like you have faith in a chair? We talked about value, now we're talking about faith. What do you mean, Johnny, faith in a chair? When's the last time you walked up to a chair and you picked it up and you shook it and you stood on top of it and you threw it to the ground just to make sure that it was sturdy enough to do its job before you sat in it? You've never done that. I've never done it. We walk in and we sit down in a chair because we have faith in a chair. Again, a man-made object. You are a God-made object. Why would you have more faith in a man-made object when you are a God-made object? I dare you to have the exact same amount of faith that you have in yourself as you do in the chair that you're sitting in right now. That's what it takes to have the character to build and rebuild a multi-million-dollar organization. People ask me all the time, Johnny, how do you do it? What's different about you? You've made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars in this industry. You've helped create and develop over $40 million earners in your organization. How did you do that, Johnny? What's the difference? You've got to have faith in who you are and what you bring to the table. You have to understand your own personal value. And the third thing is just as important as the first two. You got to be committed. You got to be committed to the commitment. And I'm going to give you an analogy as I close. But this analogy, I promise you, and it's straight from my new book, Building a Millionaire Mindset, but this analogy that I'm about to give you, when I heard this for the first time, it changed my life forever, and I was in my early 20s. I want you to have the same commitment of a vending machine. I was like, okay, Johnny's lost his mind. What is he talking about? Imagine a vending machine. I don't care if it's coffee, chips, candy bars, soda. It doesn't matter what it is. When you walk up to a vending machine, and let's say that you want to get a drink out of the vending machine. And let's say the drink, for simple terms, is $1 US. So it costs $1 US to get this drink out of the machine. But let's just say you walk up to that vending machine and you negotiate. And you say, you know what? I'm not really feeling 100% of this soda. I just want to get 50%. So I'm just going to put 50 cents in instead of $1 full. Do you think that vending machine is going to say, okay, no problem, we'll give you half of your drink? No, you got to put 100% in. You have to commit to the vending machine. You can't walk up to a vending machine and negotiate for half a bag of peanuts for half the cost. You've got to be fully committed and go 100% in. So here's my question. Do you have the commitment to give 100%? Wayne Gretzky said this. He said 100% of every shot that it was never taken, it never went in. So are you taking shots? Do you have the commitment to wake up and take another shot? Well, Johnny, what is taking another shot? It's calling somebody. It's meeting new people. As a matter of fact, the common denominator of all success common denominator, there's one thing that is similar in every single one of them. One thing and one thing only. In every bit of success that can be traced back to Adam and Eve, companies merging, it doesn't matter. One thing in common, an introduction. Somebody met somebody and a business started. Somebody met somebody and a baby was born. Someone met someone that led to an acquisition or merger or starting a business. Who are you meeting? If you're not meeting new people, if the common denominator of all success on our planet is an introduction, who did you meet in the last 24 hours? I dare you to be committed to meet two new people every single day. 2 new people every single day starting right now. Not to recruit them, not to sell them anything, just meet 2 new people every single day. Commit to that, and I promise you, the natural progress of building a multi-million-dollar organization will soon kick in. Why? Because you're expanding your touch, you're expanding your reach to individuals around the world, because now you're challenging yourself above and beyond just building your business, above and beyond selling your products, above and beyond not missing trainings, meeting 2 new people, not to recruit them, but to just genuinely meet 2 new people every single day. If you can commit to that, I'm talking to somebody who has the character to build a multi-million-dollar business in this industry. So let's recap. The first thing is this. I want you to have an understanding, an appreciation of your personal value. We talked about the dollar bill. You can fold it, you can crumble it up, you can bury it for 20 years. But when somebody else finds it, that value is still going to be there. And just like the value stays in this man-made object, more value is inside that God-made object. Yes, I know people who have told you no. Yes, I understand they said it wouldn't work. Yes, I understand that they're telling you, you should give up. And every single time you hear that, it's taking a little bit of your value away. And listen to me. Value is because you let it happen inside you. Everything that happens to us was never designed to happen in us. Someone's no should never make it inside you. When you allow somebody else's no to get inside you, it decreases your value. They didn't take it from you, you gave it to them. And just like you can't take the value away from $100 if it stays in one tack, don't allow anybody to take your value from you. And a better way of saying it, don't give anybody your value. And the second thing is, I want you to have faith in you. Have faith in who you are and what you bring to the table. When you sit in a chair, and I want you to visualize this, when you go sit down in a chair, when's the last time you checked to make sure that the legs would work? To make sure the cushion was there? You don't, neither do I. We just sit down because we naturally understand that that chair is there to protect us. Again, a man-made object. Never have more faith in a man-made object than you do yourself, which is a God-made object. And the third thing is, understand that it takes commitment. You can't negotiate with life. Just like you can't negotiate with the vending machine. You cannot walk up to a vending machine and negotiate a discount. Stop negotiating with life and discounting yourself. You've got to be committed. And if you just simply start to implement new practices on a daily basis, and one of the things that I want you to practice right now, be committed to meeting 2 new people every single day for the rest of your life. I don't care if it's on social media. I don't care if it's in person. Listen, 2020 went wrong. But my mentor, Les Brown, says when things go wrong, you don't go with them. Many of you went wrong in 2020. And I'm inviting you back. I'm inviting you back because your value is still there. It's still there. The faith that you can have in yourself, you can turn it on right now with the snap of a finger. There's no preparation. You don't have to prepare to have faith in yourself. You just got to do it. And the third thing is, you got to be committed. You got to be committed to the process of whatever it takes to build a multi-million-dollar organization. You can't negotiate with life. Those days are over. What I want you to do right now is understand. Commit to the process of just simply meeting 2 new people every single day and watch what happens. Jay-Z says it best. He said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. If you meet 2 new people every single day for 360 days of a year, those numbers will work in your favor. It just has to happen. Numbers don't lie. Get the numbers in your corner, build your value, build your faith, and be committed to the process. Thank you so much for having me to be a part of the Business for Home Virtual Conference 2021. I'll see you on stage somewhere. God bless.
Congratulations, Johnny. You just absolutely crushed it. It's an honor sharing the stage with you, my friend. You're in it to win it. And one of the things I want to share with you as we get ready to head to break is become a millionaire, not for the money, but because of who you become as you become a millionaire. And you've seen that from so many of our speakers. They are absolutely incredible people. Now, we've got something that's incredible that's about to happen. And before we go to break, you're going to notice something. I'm holding up a bag here. I don't know if you can zoom in on this, that says fresh fish. And we're basically right here in the heart of near Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And one of the things they are the most famous for is eating herring, which is raw fish. And I want to show you guys, like, it's probably one of the most disgusting, horrible things you could probably ever imagine. And it's not easy to choke down, just like building your business, just like getting rejection, just like getting no's. And I've asked Esther if she would participate with me because people can't believe that the locals actually eat this thing and they love it. Network marketing can get easy if you become a pro. So Esther, please, enjoy your herring. I knew it wasn't gonna be like Dutch if we don't have a herring on stage. They hold it above their head, like picture a Costco hot dog, all right? This is a slab of fish. It's the stinkiest thing you've ever smelled. And she holds it above her head and she eats it like butter. Could you imagine? Don't some network marketing leaders make it look so easy, right? They just get out there and crush it. You saw all the leaders this morning talking about, right? Ika, Ada, Khalid, Johnny, they make it look so easy. And sometimes, again, it's like choking down something that is really difficult. So listen, I want you guys, we're gonna have a break. We have a hashtag. I want you to use our hashtag BFH, Business for Home, hashtag BFH 2021. Get out there and post some social media. Have a quick break, go to the bathroom, get a drink, come back here. We've got another amazing series of lineup, incredible speakers, millionaires that are absolutely, see, look, you gotta finish it before I can go to break. Choke that thing down. Brian Tracy talks about eat that frog. Great job, and don't high five me because I don't want to stink. Ew. Anyway, the point is you can do it, guys. Get out there and crush it. We'll see you in 15.
Event. I'd like to thank Ed for having me on today and giving me the opportunity to speak with you all. So I was given the topic of becoming fearless. Fear is something that I've had to conquer in my own life, and it's something that needs reconquering as new challenges always emerge. Fear takes on many forms though. When you think of what fear looks like in your life, you may think it's the butterflies in your stomach before turning on your camera to go live, the courage to call a prospect or reconnect with an old friend that you'd like to try to get into your business. But fear takes on the form of indecision, doubt, and worry. You may have deeper fears though that feel really real, like not being able to feed your family or provide the basic necessities for those you love. That was my fear I had when I decided to quit my job and go full-time in the network marketing industry before I had even earned my first commission check. My mentor told me if I wanted to succeed in network marketing, I had to quit my job and go all in. This was terrifying. My 2 older sons were 8 and 4 years old at the time. Although I was struggling financially, I had just enough to get by. I had just enough to not fully go after my dreams. I was far from living my dream life, but I was so used to my own limitations that I was unsure if I could actually achieve it. The only evidence thus far in my life was that I couldn't. Fear took on the forms of rationalizing my excuses. You have 2 kids to take care of. You don't have the luxury to go chase wild ideas. You need to do something that is safe and secure that will provide guaranteed income. I thought it. My parents confirmed it. I didn't bother telling my friends because I was so nervous about it, which is a very hard way to build a network marketing business, I might add. To me then, a job meant security. Staying still meant safety. As long as I had a job and contained my wild ideas, I could be partially happy. And maybe that was enough. But it wasn't. I didn't want to just get by. I didn't want to just settle for safety. I didn't want to only just be able to feed my kids. And not the greatest meals back then either. I didn't want to rack up more debt just to buy the necessities. I didn't want to listen to the voice of reason in my head, which turned out to be the voice of fear. Deep down, I wanted to believe that I could go for it. I wanted to live in abundance, not learn to be comfortable with poverty. I wanted to pay cash for things, I wanted to send my kids to the best schools. I wanted to show them how to achieve their dreams so that I could teach them. That became less selfish to me the more I allowed myself to dream and have faith. So I had to train my mind to see things differently. Fear, some say, is an illusion, but what it really is, it's an unwanted emotion that can be altered by your perception. A pivot in your perception allows you to take action to beat fear. Let me show you. My son Troy, who was 4 then, he's 10 years old now. On his 10th birthday, we let him jump off the balcony into our pool, a rite of passage, if you will, in our house. He was so excited leading up to the moment. In fact, he bragged to all his friends when he was 9 that next year he was going to jump off the balcony. This moment finally arrived. He was 10 years old, and now his moment was here to take action. Much like many of us, we watch a motivational speaker, we get excited, but by the time we get back home and back into our old environment, the excitement wears off, reality sets in, and instead of jumping towards our destination, we fall back, we shrink. We let doubt tell us it's not going to work. We let fear tell us, what if? What if we fail? What if we look stupid? What if we are disappointing to other people? Or what if it doesn't work out? So his big moment arrived, and he was finally standing there, getting ready to jump. But suddenly he couldn't. He was paralyzed. There was a gate at the top of the balcony that opened to the pool below, and as he wrestled with the fear in his mind, he kept opening and closing the gate over and over. He stood up there for a long time. He stood up there for what seemed like almost 20 minutes. First, he told us all the reasons that he couldn't jump. I can't do it. It's too far. What if I don't do it right? What if I hurt myself? What if? Meanwhile, his older brother, Evan, who had already conquered this particular fear, kept running up to the balcony and jumping off over and over right in front of him, just to show his little brother how easy it was. In his mind, this was not a fear, but a thrill. In Troy's mind, though, it was fear. It is interesting how fear manifests differently for each of us. Troy stood up there while we all waited in the pool below, and at first we tried to cheer him on. You can do it. You got this. Just jump. This didn't work. So we tried to fear of loss him instead. It's okay, Troy. Just calm down. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you're right. You can't do it. Go ahead, quit. You don't need this experience. Just go back to how things were before. Just forget about it. You could tell he was really wrestling with this. He went from having the fear of jumping, going all in, and then we just added in another fear, the fear of failure. So now in his mind, he was thinking, do I want to risk jumping in and risking my life, or do I want to not risk and miss out on this potential exhilarating experience that can be now shared with his brother? He wasn't a fan of these options and continued to try to work it out in his head. Another 15 minutes passes. Then I intervene again. Troy, if the house was on fire behind you and your only option was to jump forward into the pool, would you hesitate to jump? No, he said, then added, but the house isn't on fire. I said, yes, but how come in one scenario you can jump and the other you can't? These scenarios only exist in your mind. So then you could imagine that this is your only option and going back down the stairs is not. A few moments later, he jumps. He screams with excitement and he was so proud of his accomplishment. In fact, he ran up to the balcony another 200 times, uncounted, and jumped effortlessly. He conquered his fear, and the reward was the experience. When I got into the network marketing industry, I was afraid to jump. I was afraid to look stupid. I was afraid to be rejected and told no. I was afraid to fail. I was afraid to risk and lose. I was even afraid to succeed until it was my only option. I say I was comfortable, but what I really mean is I was about a month away from financial ruin and barely keeping things afloat. I was sinking fast. My expenses exceeded my income and I had no way of surviving long term. My house was burning behind me. It just hadn't got to the room I was standing in yet. So I had this illusion that I was safe when I really wasn't. Some of you are falsely comfortable because you refuse to see that the path that you're on now is the path that's not going to lead to your goals. Eventually, there will be a fork in the road. A decision will have to be made. You will have to jump or burn. If you want to be truly safe, you have to first be in control of your life. You can't be in control of your life while still working for someone else. Entrepreneurship is the path that leads to financial freedom. It's also the path that will rip you from your comfort zone and challenge you every step of the way. Embrace it. To be given the gift of living your wildest dreams, you must be willing to jump towards them despite the fear. I jumped into network marketing before I was really ready. I don't think that there's ever a time that we're ever just completely ready, no matter how much we prepare. I had fear when I joined. I had fear that my sales weren't going to last when I was crushing it. I had fear when my team members started to quit. I had fear when I had only a vision to sell and no proof of its existence. Fear is an emotion now. So is inside that's bigger than fear in order to conquer it. More than I had fear, I had faith. I feared losing everything until I lost everything. When I arrived face to face with my deepest fear, I realized it wasn't that bad. Without the fear in the way, I was able to plan a new life and take a new path. Shortly after diving into the network marketing industry, I filed for bankruptcy. The comfort zone I had worked so hard to maintain was now non-existent. I was exposed in a scary world with no blanket of false protection to keep me safe. I embraced it. From rock bottom, I had nothing left to fear. When you've sunk to the bottom, the only place left to go is up. I shifted my perception from a fear-focused challenge avoider to a fiery, faith-driven risk taker. We live in a world now that sells fear. 2020, worldwide pandemic to lockdowns and forced quarantines, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. But here in network marketing, there's a promise of paradise. What you give your attention to will grow. Your awareness is your creative life force. This is why the media and the entertainment industries work so hard to distract us. If we are distracted with their narratives, we won't have time to pursue our goals. If we don't pursue our goals, we never take back our power. We give it to them. We continue to give it away to those who understand this. This is what they don't want you to know. The world is overabundant. There are opportunities everywhere. The mental prisons we find ourselves in, locked up by fear and uncertainty, are of our own creation. Those in control of society's narrative simply put the ideas in front of us, in front of our subconscious minds, so that we think the world is real and that their fear is real too. How I conquered fear was simple, and anyone can do it. You can do it right now, and you can change your life forever. Our conscious thoughts are programmed by our subconsciousness. Our subconscious mind records and remembers everything. Our conscious mind takes orders from it without even realizing it. In order to change your conscious thoughts that create your emotions and your actions, we must first tackle the subconscious mind. Step 1. Take inventory of all that's entering your mind, from the TV to the radio to your colleagues, your family members, your friends, all their opinions, whatever you are listening to, watching, or being influenced by. Notice it and become aware of it. Step 2, categorize all that's going into your mind into 2 categories. Positive, things that move you towards your goals, and negative, things that take you further from them. Step 3, cancel out all the negative influences. Anything that makes you feel down, uninspired, defeated, hopeless, delete them from your awareness. Do not give in to the temptation to feel negative. Anybody can do that. Choose to tune out. Turn off this programming. It is not your own. Step 4, fill your mind with only influences that support your goals. Positive people, podcasts, books, all that support the evidence that your goals are not only possible, but they're achievable too. Step 5, mind maintenance. At first, your mind's going to be cluttered and overran with weeds that are unwanted. Lots of false programming, lots of doubt and fear and worry. These are all seedlings of doubt, worry, and potential negative creation that bear rotten fruit. You must maintain this garden every day. Personal development is how you maintain this garden. Even a day without maintenance invites the weeds and worry to creep back in. Here's my final thoughts. I didn't become who I am today, a top income earner in network marketing, by allowing the default setting of fear and negativity to grow. In fact, that's the easiest thing anybody can do and the least rewarding. Watching weeds grow in our mind takes no effort. Succumbing to fear also takes no effort. The work is in shutting the fear, doubt, and negativity down when it crops up. Rewriting the programming in our minds so that we can choose a different story. We all have what it takes to conquer fear, but it takes a conscious effort to practice becoming fearless. So I say to you, be fearless.
When I got to know network marketing, I was 18 years old. And for me, it was the stuff that dreams are made of. You see, growing up, we didn't really have much. My parents haven't been coming from a rich background. There was no entrepreneurs around me. The number one question that I grew up with was, how much does it cost? And no, we can't do this. And always constantly being presented to limitations and a certain small way of life led me to the scenario that I started to dream of breaking out, of being successful, of living an independent life. I remember I used to love airports. I still do, but I used to love and adore airports because if you go to the airport and you look at the screen and you see all those amazing cities, and I was always wondering, who are those people that can just say, you know what, why not having breakfast in Paris tomorrow morning? Or how about taking my friends and flying to South Africa? That type of a lifestyle, that type of an independence, of a freedom, that is what I desired in my heart. And then imagine little, old, or young 18-year-old me seeing this amazing opportunity that you all know about, seeing words such as duplication and the idea and the possibility of building a team that will ultimately outgrow your own work efforts and will provide you with an unlimited income opportunity. I was so dreaming, and I couldn't understand how no one had ever talked to me about this opportunity before. And I was super excited and super hyped up when I got started, and I thought next week I'm going to enroll 100 people and I'm going to crush it. And well, I ended up crushing it. Ultimately, here I am today with an organization of more than 1 million distributors in more than 120 countries, but it hasn't always been that way. In fact, the very first hurdles were to overcome rejection, were to overcome people making fun of me, people not believing in network marketing, people saying, oh, it's a scam, it's a pyramid scheme, it's not gonna work, people belittling me, saying, oh, grow up and do a big man's job, or when you get older, you're gonna know that these things don't work and all that. And ultimately, I fought myself through the initial obstacles. I remember selling a lot of products in the beginning because I was not able to find anybody that would join my business. People wouldn't believe me because I didn't have that credibility of being a business owner now or helping people how to make money. But I love the products. So I focused on the products and getting people an experience and results from the products, and I started to make a couple of $100s. Now, moving forward through the years, I eventually managed to build a team. I mean, obviously, I believe everything that you do repetitively, you're just going to get better at it. And I was hungry, and I was teachable, and I was coachable. So I went to all the events, all the seminars. I took all the notes. I asked all the questions. I think I was that annoying kid, annoying the speaker after every part. Hey, tell me the secret. Like, what's the secret? Like, how do you do this? And all. And ultimately, I figured out how to build a team. But then I reached a plateau. And that is my topic for today. I want to give you a tool, a specific method that I have used to break through plateaus and really tap into that exponential growth. So I want to give you my 3 keys for radical duplication by using a 90-day run. So we're going to talk about how to implement a 90-day run, what it is that I've done, what I believe are the key components in order to make it happen, in order to break through your business. Because I know a lot of you out there, you have true believerism just like me. I mean, we believe in this business, we love this business, we know what's possible, and yet we're struggling. And I've been there. I remember a time in my business, I reached about $5,000, $6,000 a month, and I was working and I was recruiting and I was doing the things. I felt like I was doing everything that's required in order to build success. I would recruit new frontlines every month. I would teach them. I would train them. I would support with events and webinars and trainings. And yet, over a period of almost 16 months, I wasn't growing. I just couldn't get my volume to grow on a consistent basis. It would go up a little bit and back down. It would go up a little bit and back down. And maybe you've been there. Plateau. Stuck. And there is nothing worse for us as entrepreneurs that we're hungry, that we want to grow, than being stuck in a plateau, because ultimately it made me feel helpless. It made me feel like possibly I'm not good enough, and self-doubt started to creep, and everything changed when I learned about the 90-day game plan. And let me introduce the topic in the following way. I know that there is this discussion out there about network marketing. What is it? Is it a marathon or is it a sprint? Now, in my opinion, after having vast experience in this business for 17 years at this point, it is both. Once in a while. A condensed period of times with incredible energy in order to break through limitations and also to open up the belief unbelievable and scalable business of network marketing. So now, let's jump right in. I hope you have something to write this down. This is important stuff. The 3 keys to radical duplication by using the 90-day game plan. And I'm going to give you the 3 key components in order to make that happen. Now, first one is 100%. Write down 100%. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of people give a lot of effort to the network marketing business. And that's great, and that's respectable. But Daniel, how important is this business to you, really? And I was thinking about this question, and my answer was, it's very important. It's like right under oxygen. I really want to make it happen. Like it's everything and more, and maybe you feel the same way. And then somebody asked me, all right, so here's my question. Have you ever, for a consistent period of 2 or 3 months, given it a true 100% effort? Now listen to me closely. I'm talking about 100% efforts, not 99%, not 95%, not 92%, because I believe we all have done that. But you know what is the difference between 99% and 100%? It's not 1%. It's 100% a different story. It's all out massive action. It is to prepare your family that the next 90 days you're here, but you're not here. It's to tell people that you have an important project for your business that means the world to you and that you need their support by giving you that space, by giving you that freedom. Assure them that you love them, but you have to have 100% distraction-free 90 days in order to put in 100%. And when I took that decision, just because, honestly, I was curious. I was curious to see what would happen if I would do it. Just once. I mean, those next 90 days, they're just gonna fly by anyways. And I don't know what's harder, to just keep staying stuck or to be ready to go all in 100%. And when I took that decision, I found myself in a spot where I realized taking a decision to give it 100% effort and energy and focus, it isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily decision. It's a decision you have to take multiple times during the day, because it's not just that you do it 100%, it is how you do it. It's the way I'm talking to you right now, and I hope you can feel that I'm putting 100% focus, 100% energy. I'm not distracted. I'm not thinking about other things. I am not doing multiple things at the same time. No, I'm fully here, I'm fully present, and I'm doing what I'm doing 100%. So this is key component number one to a massive breakthrough run, is for you to push yourself beyond those limits and to put 100% energy. And let me tell you how that looks like. Like, for example, one of the tools that I love to use, and a lot of network marketers all over Europe use, is voice messages, right? Voice messages on WhatsApp, on social media, Messenger. And when you, for example, put a list together of prospects, right? And you, let's say, have 100 people that you want to talk to, and to kick off that run, you might go in there and you might just send personalized, individualized invitations or messages that are empowering to 100 people, and you do it each and every single one of them with 100% energy and effort. I'm telling you, that's going to take you 3 to 3.5 hours. That's what it took me, and I was broken after that. Like, I couldn't anymore. I was sweating, I was running around, like my Apple Watch already gave me my exercise ring fully completed after just doing that. And then I realized, wow, I got up early in the morning, I started work at 8 a.m. It was just 11:30 in the morning. I felt like, wow, now I need a break. And then I realized, hold on a minute, that was just 3.5 hours of the first day where I committed to put 100%, which for me meant at least 16 hours of the first day of 90 days. And that's when I realized that's why no one's doing it. Because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. And I found that a lot of people talk about 16-hour days and how they did it once or never, but no one has ever done them in a row. Nobody has ever done them really consistently, because that requires a massive amount of energy, and it is an experience that I would love for you to have. Honestly, for me, the best way to describe it, I felt like a pro athlete, because it's an actual conscious, physical, radical decision to put in 100% focus, 100% energy, distraction-free. Key component number one, 100%. Key component number two is only productive activities allowed. Write this down. Only productive activities allowed. Now, what do I mean by that? Every single thing that you can do just to get busy, toss it out the window. It's not the time to create a new design for your website. It's not the time to think about a new team name. It's not even the time for personal development. Even though those are all great things in network marketing, it's not the time in your 90-day run, in your 30-day blast, to do these activities. Only productive activities allowed. What does it mean? I define that by the fact of, will this activity directly or indirectly potentially lead me to more volume, more results, more sales, more growth in my team? If the answer is yes, perfect, focus on it. If the answer is no, it has to wait. All right? Now also, what's very, very important is that everything that comes in terms of distractions, and we talked about it in the 100% concept already, but also here, it is so easy to distract yourself. It is so easy to do things that are not productive, and it's not allowed. Cut it out, toss it out, put it in 90 days. I went so far that I told people, I said, look, if you're contacting me for the business, expect my call back very, very shortly. If it is about anything else, please understand I'm in a very important project for my business right now, and I'm going to get back to you in March. Right? It sounds radical, but it is exactly the type of feeling, the type of experience I want you to have and I want you to focus on. And it's incredible because most of the activities that are in fact productive have to do with talking to people. So I ultimately realized I can just have my phone consistently stuck in the charger, because if not, I would empty my battery before lunchtime. And that's when you know you're on the right track. Third key component, be resourceful. Write it down. Be resourceful. This is a big one, guys. Tony Robbins talks and teaches about this for many, many years. He once asked a crowd of very successful people, think about something that you failed at. And now let me know, why did you fail? Scream it in. And people said, oh, I didn't have enough time. Another guy said, I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough skills. I didn't have enough contacts. And Tony listened to all those things and he said, You're all wrong. That's not why you failed. And they were shocked. And then he explained what he meant. He said, you're throwing at me resources, not enough time, not enough money, not enough contacts. But it's not about the lack of resource that you haven't achieved your goal. It's about your lack of resourcefulness to overcome these obstacles. So if you don't have the right contacts, go get them. If you don't have the money, go get it. If you don't have enough time, work harder and more productive. It's the leader's responsibility to resolve upcoming challenges. And that is the very definition of achievement. So you want to stay resourceful. Now, I want to give you a tool that you might remember from school, which is called brainstorming, which helped me tremendously with this, to keep my mind open. You know, they say the mind works like a parachute, only if it's open. And that's exactly the question that it's leading with. What else can I do that will produce results? And I used my phone and I put 3-minute timer on it and let it, go down with a countdown. And I just started to have those ideas flow. What is it I can do? What is it I can do? And I wrote ideas that I had in order to produce volume. And when the time was up, then I looked at those ideas, I tossed out those that are bad, I prioritized the best ones to the top, and then I didn't think about it twice, I just started to get to work. And if you are in a position where your mind is closed, and I'm going to give you an example about this, and you've seen this before, people talk to you and they say something like, do you know what I can do? Like, I don't know how to advance. I've done everything. Guys, honestly, I hate that. When somebody comes to me, and I got great friends in the business, they're with me for years, and sometimes we have those conversations, and they come up to me and they say, I've done everything. Don't you have any idea on what it is I can do? In this moment, if I hear this energy, and then if I hear the words coming out of his mouth, like, I've tried everything, I've talked to everyone. Do you know these? Here's my question. Have they really tried everything? Have they really talked to everyone? No, they don't. But they think they did, and therefore they're closing their mind for the possibility, and that is when they stop themselves, and there's nothing in the world that I can do or say to help them be successful if they not first understand that their mind needs to be open. The main leading question must be, what else can I do? What else is possible? What is a solution to create more result, more volume, and to keep you in that state? Be resourceful, stay resourceful, and keep those ideas flowing. So the 3 key components: 100% energy, commitment, and focus for a consistent period of time. Component number 2, only productive activities allowed. Toss everything else, focus on what will produce results. Key component number 3, stay resourceful and let those ideas flow, and don't think about it twice, just go and execute. Don't forget, if you are in a run, you have all the time in the world, because building the business is the only thing you do. So don't worry about whether this idea is better or that idea is better. Just do both of them. I realized that whatever line comes up that I could go, whatever idea that I have, I'll just execute one after the other. Because if it's one thing I have, it's time in order to build the business. Now, before I tell you what happened in my life because of the 90-day run, I want you to take a decision. I want you to take a decision on whether, yes or no, it is way past due time for you to make a stand for your network marketing business. Because I think that it is very hard to crawl through network marketing. It is very hard of people looking at you and saying, are you still doing this network marketing thing? It's very hard to have your spouse belittle you. It's very hard to have your friends making fun of you. But it is unbelievable if you break through. It is unbelievable if you finally step up to that potential that you truly have. And a lot of you know it, that you have been selling yourself under potential. And this is the moment, your moment, where you take a stand. And you might even want to stand up right now and really close your eyes and think about this for a second. What will it ultimately cost me to not step up? To not allow myself to put full potential, full power in my business, at least for a consistent period of time? What will I miss out on? Which experience will I never have? Who are the people that I love that I'll never be able to help or inspire if I don't step up today? And that's why I'm here right now, making this training for you, because I have that dream inside myself that you can take a decision like that that you can, just like me, at some point get to the point of where you say, if it is to be, it's up to me, and now is the time, and I'm going to make it happen. Don't be afraid of not having enough information. Don't be afraid of not knowing exactly what to do. You know what to do. It's a simple business. Talk to people. Duplicate the process. Talk about the product, the service. Talk about the opportunity. Get people excited. Bring in that energy and make it happen. See, me, when I was stuck on that plateau, which I talked to you about in the beginning, I was about $5,000 to $6,000 in income. And for 16 months, I recruited and I worked and I did the job and I couldn't change it. And then I took the decision to do a 90-day run. Without any preparation, without anything, I pushed that big red button right in front of me and I escalated. My plan was exactly what I told you. I'm going to put 100% every single day. I'm going to focus only on productive activity, and I'm going to stay resourceful. I'm going to have conversations nonstop for 16 hours a day, and I'm going to build this business no matter what. And I was able, because of this, to explode my income, to jump multiple ranks in my business. In only 55 days, that was in the end the time my run really lasted, and my income went from $5,000 to $6,000 to over $100,000 for the first time in my life. I'd never seen that amount of money. I went to the company convention after having done that, and I was afraid of telling my story because even myself, I couldn't believe what I had done. It sounded like myself, I'm not telling the truth because the result was so outrageous. It was so big that it seemed hard to believe, and I was shaking when I shared the results of this 90-day run. And guys, I want you to experience this once, to experience the power you have, because after I did this once, I was able multiple times over the course of my career to pull out that tool of a massive condensive action in a short period of time in order to break through plateaus, in order to break through limitations in my business. Now at this point, my business has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, multiple times bigger than that very best 55-day period. Now it became a standard and far beyond that. And this is something that I want you to listen to and to encourage to and to envision. Network marketing is an unlimited potential. The only limit that you set yourself to is the limit in your brain, in your mind. And it's time to take a radical decision to break through those limits. So I hope this story inspired you and you're going to take massive radical action. My passion is to live my dreams and help others to do the same thing, and I hope I was able to do that for you today. Thank you very much, and I can't wait to hear your success stories.
That was absolutely amazing. I love what I learned, and the 90-day sprint is so absolutely important. You know, the good thing is our year is broken up into 4 quarters perfectly, and guess what? July 1st, Q3 2021 is right around the corner, so there's no better time for those of you that are at home all over the world to get ready for your next 90-day run. And speaking of running, speaking of winning, let's introduce our next speaker because he's amazing.
I didn't even know where and he probably would. He is only 28 years old. He's a multi-million-dollar income earner. He's a really hard worker. He travels around the world. He loves people. He loves building. He loves creating. He loves doing fun things. He does crazy things. You will find out soon. And he's just a leader by heart, a leader by following other mentors and then duplicating taking notes. He's always learning. He's always growing. He's here in person, and you know, just get ready. Make sure you're sitting, because
because this is like a moment that we here have been waiting for. This guy is absolutely unbelievable. The first time I remember meeting him, he was on fire. We were in Egypt at one of the leadership events for his company. I saw him win a Ferrari. I mean, come on. This guy is a warrior like I've never seen. And speaking of warriors, you know the top most coveted credit card of all times, at least one of them, is the Black American Express card. I remember having that on my dream board. I wanted one so bad, made out of titanium. Do you know it's actually called the Centurion card? Well, Centurion comes from Roman, Italy. And that was the name of the warriors over in Italy. Centurion means these were the leaders of armies and legions of people. So without further ado, we want to introduce you to the Centurion leader, Mr. Julian Cimbala.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen! Yes, Julian Cimbala, 28 years old, coming from Verona. Verona, the city of love, the city of Romeo and Juliet, but as well the city where we have a great Colosseum. It's called the Arena, and in that city, many thousand years ago, there were a lot of people watching the warriors fighting for freedom and for glory. And I'm just 7 years in the industry of network marketing. I got great results, great mentors, and of course, I've been able to go through a journey of challenges. I've been able to fight and keeping fighting, and I want to make sure that in times like today, you are not too much relaxed. You are not too much in your comfort zone. Because like Jim Rohn was saying, in order to change your life, in order to go in that 1% of the world, of the wealthy people, the free people, the ones who are doing whatever they want, when they want, with who they want, you need to be able to fight. For sure, you don't have to stay under a nice tree, relax and meditate and think that all the prosperity is gonna be attracted in your life. I'm gonna take my mask away, helmet away. Why? Because I want you to see that behind this warrior helmet, there is a real person. There is a real boy. There is a real human being that time ago was not like that. But life, the industry, the experience made me become a peaceful warrior. And I want to speak with you about my hero's journey. How did I go from zero to hero? First of all, I'm very proud and excited to be here today on this virtual stage with all these heroes and legends from the industry. And I will make sure that you will be able to be aware about large enough to show me your energy, and I'm gonna drive you step by step on my journey for success, a journey that hasn't been easy. I'm number 13 in Business for Home income list, and I'm proudly a network marketing professional. If you want to follow me, if you want to keep being inspired by me, follow me on Instagram and you will of your family. Yes, everybody can be a hero. Inside us, there is a great hero, but you need a journey of transformation. And actually, Joseph Campbell is a man who's been able to find something really crazy by looking at the past and looking at the modern society. follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors for you where there were only walls. This is amazing. This is an amazing quote, because what I want you to realize is that yes, you have many heroes in your mind, in your memory. Maybe you like Leonidas. Maybe you like Alexander the Great. Maybe you like Steve Jobs. Maybe you like Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe you like Hercules. Maybe you like the Khaleesi from the Game of Thrones. I'm sure that you are quite confident about this stuff. But when is the last time that by following these heroes, by being inspired by these heroes, that you made money out from that? Are these heroes really someone who gave you the journey, the tools, the gifts, the knowledge, and the experience in order to allow you to go to a transformational process and become like them? No, the answer is no. But the other heroes, the network marketing heroes, the legends of our industry, the Olympians of these great industry are here, are there, and they are gonna give you in this 3 days weekend the gifts, the knowledge that will allow you to change your life, because we are 1000% interested with this weekend to take you from that ordinary world where you are right now and bring you to the next step and the next step and the next step. We have never been so much united in our industry like we are right now. And with this journey, I want to invite you to go to an adventure. Mr. Joseph Campbell has recognized that all the leaders from the present and from the past, the mystical ones, the business people, the footballers, the artists, everybody goes through a journey that has common patterns. And actually, the network marketing industry is the best environment that can bring you into that transformational journey where you can become the legend of your family. My personal experience is this. Yes, I've been also called for a network marketing opportunity 7-8 years ago. And I didn't want really to accept the call. I didn't want to accept the call because I was not really having any clue about what is waiting for me. It took me 1 year till I joined my first network marketing company, and my best friend was the one introducing me to it, but I didn't want to go outside from the comfort zone. Till it came the moment that by going to different kind of events, by reflecting on the words of leaders like the ones that you are gonna have today, I really decided to go much more often in this amazing environment that could really transform me, that could really make a better person from me. And I met a mentor. The mentor, of course, is that kind of guy that pushes you to go all in the game. You cannot watch 2 movies at the same time. So my mentor is the guy that throws me inside the ocean without really knowing how to swim. And that was an amazing situation, because I remember back then, 6 years ago, this guy, my mentor Igor Alberts, sent me in Nigeria, paying me 1 night of the hotel, the plane going back, but the rest of the nights were not paid. He gave me 3,000 euros of product, and I just had to go in Nigeria, knowing nobody, not even able to speak perfectly the language, and I had to survive for 1 week just by selling the product. And it was challenging. I was hating him. I was hating everybody. I was hating the situation. But of course, I started to understand and learn that when I was not in network marketing, when I was not full-time, I was in the ordinary world, in the comfort zone, where things, no matter how they go, they are just the way they are, and nothing interesting for me was happening. But then, because of the network marketing mentor that I had, my uplines, they brought me seriously inside the unknown territory. The unknown territory, it's outside the comfort zone. And that unknown territory is the place where magic happens. Don't start to think how this territory looks like because you cannot imagine it with your mind. But in this territory, you will learn how to adapt yourself, how to create new skills, how to get motivated, how to implement a new successful mindset in your mind. You are gonna be tested. Your principles and values are gonna be tested. Not your health like the corona, okay? Your principles are gonna be tested. There will be a lot of distractions, events that you should go but you don't go, things that you should do but you are not doing them. You will be able to find alliances, people who will give you some help, who are gonna inspire you, and you never know who are these people who are gonna do that. So that's the reason why you need to expand yourself and open your arms to receive as much possible from people like the ones who are here today and like the ones who are in your company. Yes, you are gonna find enemies as well. In the beginning, when you are not enough mature as a hero, enough mature as a leader, you will see enemies everywhere. Even your downline will look like they are enemies. Even your uplines, even the CEO, even everybody who has nothing to do with you. But while you are gonna be able to grow, you will understand that everything that happens around you, it's an environment that is gonna shape constantly more and more and more your personality, the mentality of the fighter, the freedom fighter, the freedom fighter and the fighter for prosperity, for possibilities. And yes, it will come a moment while you are in this journey that can be longer. How there is no timing about how long can be this journey. And actually, there will come a moment when you will find out that you have to look inside yourself and stop looking outside. You will come to a conclusion, very important conclusion. Jim Rohn was saying, don't try to change the world outside before first trying to change inside you, your principles and your philosophy. Only after you change yourself, then the world around you is gonna be able to change. This is something very wise and something very important because most of the people are having a program of culture, a program of survival. All these programs have been created since we are born. And when you start network marketing, you are an entrepreneur and you need to be able to throw away the old program and implement the new program. The program that makes you understand that before asking for something, hey, you need to be able first to be, act, and then attract to you. Cannot be that you can expect a plant to grow without planting a seed. Let's be honest. So these are basic but fundamental philosophies that you have to implement inside your heart, inside your mind, into your life. And yes, there is gonna be a very important moment when you are gonna live a moment of breaking point, a moment where most of the people are not getting there. Why? Because when you are strong, you have a great why, and you know why you are fighting, you are gonna be willing to pay whatever price, whatever it takes. But when you don't have a strong why, when you don't have habits, when you don't have disciplines, when you don't have a philosophy, you are gonna break. You are gonna break. And that's the moment in the ancient mythologies when the heroes, when the Hercules was going to fight against the big dragon, against the big monster. But in our case, in the real time, in the modern times, actually, when you want to fight against the dragon, against the big monster, the scary one, the impressive one, hey, just go right now in the break or tomorrow when we finish this event, go in the bathroom or take a mirror and look at the mirror, because that's the biggest monster. You are your biggest enemy. And in the supreme ordeal, there is going to be a big battle between who you are, who you were, and who you want to be. And you cannot be both of them at the same time. You cannot watch two movies at the same time. You need to be focused only on the future and not the past. And when you are able to survive the supreme ordeal, that great challenge against yourself, you are going to be rewarded. You are going to start to learn and appreciate every small thing that is coming. One call extra, you will gratificate yourself. One meeting extra, do more, and you are going to celebrate every step of your evolution, because even us as top leaders, we are growing and evolving every single time, and we celebrate that. We celebrate in our mind, we celebrate in our events of recognition, we celebrate constantly, because the greatest reward is skills, mindset of prosperity philosophy that on the way during this journey you are going to be able to take and to implement in yourself. And they can take you money, they can take you the sword, they can take you the shield, they can take you everything, but they will never be able to take the most important reward from your personality, which is all the knowledge, all the experience, and this new successful program that has been implemented during the journey inside you. And that's the most beautiful moment, because the road back of a hero consists in coming back in the ordinary world and actually go there, show everybody this new resurrection, the victory between the old you and the new personality. The old version of you having nothing, being worried about stepping into the unknown world where the magic happens, and the new person that has faced all this journey, has faced all these challenges, and actually can be able to come back home as a hero, as a person that represents a possibility. And actually, there is the return of the elixir. In the past, yes, the prince had to go and fight with the dragon in order to get this elixir, but in our case, your greatest elixir, it's your success story. Remember, this is the greatest product that you need to be able to sell. Your success story and other success stories. Because we are people with frustrations, with fears, with dreams, and we went through a certain journey of challenges. We succeeded. It took us some time, no matter how much, but we've been able to prove the entire world, the entire family, the entire generation that we can succeed. And if we can succeed, they can do it as well. So when you go through the journey, you are going to be able to see the different steps. There is an ordinary world that you need to leave, you need to abandon, you need to let it in your back. There is a call to adventure that no matter if you are already in the business or not, you need to accept that call seriously, because a lot of people are refusing it. Find a mentor that is going to give you the light, the trust in yourself, and it will show you the direction. And that's going to allow you as well to cross the threshold, to go into the special world, the unknown world, the place where the magic is happening. And get ready because you are going to be tested. You are going to have to find alliances, temporary alliances, and you are going to get different enemies. But everything is there to allow you to shape your destiny, to shape your character, to allow you to be peaceful when peaceful times, but in moments where your family, your future, and your life is in danger, you need to be able to take out that fighting mentality, that fighting attitude in order to get the life you want, in order to keep the life you have, and in order as well to expand the lifestyle that you have. You will have to deal against yourself. You are gonna have a great battle inside you, but and you maybe are gonna break and you'll fall down, but there will come a moment when you rise like a hero. You are gonna get this treasure that cannot be taken away from you. You are gonna be totally transformed because you've been following an initiation process, a transformation process, and now you are born like a new personality. You will get back, you will look like changed, and you are gonna have this elixir, which is the success story of your life. And if you made it, everybody can make it. So I really wish you are conscious and aware about what is waiting for you, because when you are aware about what is waiting for you, you can in any moment right now understand in which stage of this journey you are right now. You know what is the mindset that you have to go in order to be able to go to the next step. Our heroes are gonna give you all the gifts, are gonna give you all the light, are gonna give you all the tools in order to be able to fight with the monsters during this journey. And we are very excited because we are heroes who are creating heroes, and the industry of network marketing is the best industry where you can become the one destined to be, where from zero you can go to hero and nothing will ever stop you. You will be the legend of your family, the legend of your generation, and that's gonna be paid forward. And believe me, generations are gonna change because of one small thing. You are aware about the journey. You are aware about what is waiting for you at the end of the journey. You are aware about the things that you have to go through the journey, and you decide to step in this journey. Stay faithful to your why. Stay close to your enemies, develop, transform, and become the legend of our civilization. And yes, I look like a hero, I look like a centurion, I look like a warrior, but of course, let's be honest, and I know you at home, you've been dreaming about that. You have seen the 300 Spartans, you have seen the fighter attitude, and of course, I have the feeling right now of being in an arena, I have the feeling of being in a Colosseum, and even when I don't see you, I have different people right now here with me, but I hope you are not standing anymore on the chair, because I'm gonna ask from you to show me, to show the people that are right now with you, and to show especially to yourself the winning, fighting attitude in order to get what you want in your life. So I'm gonna put my helmet in my head, I'm gonna get my sword, and I'm gonna invoke the warrior spirit that is inside of yourself. Because you need that in order to be able to go to the next level. So, are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to fight for your destiny? Are you ready to fight for prosperity? Welcome to Arena, welcome to battle, and I'm really looking forward to see you in the Olymp of the biggest superstar of network marketing. Thank you very much.
Learn how to hold this. That was insane. Are you guys on fire? Like, I'm ready to kill something.
Oh, not me.
Man, this is awesome. Like, holy cow, Julian, you absolutely crushed it. I mean, talk about a Roman warrior. Like, I'd be in the Colosseum with you any day, man. Woo!
And me too,
Well,
but I'd like
listen.
to see you too.
When you get fired up like that, like at home, I hope you're ready to take the shield, take the sword, and go out in there and fight your dragons, fight your demons, fight all the things that are holding you back. Get past your fear. Like, woo, I'm on fire. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's dangerous too.
So let's talk about our next two speakers because we've got an amazing two speakers coming right next.
Can you point it the other
Disarm
direction?
myself?
Yeah, disarm yourself.
Yes.
So the next two speakers are actually amazing. The first one is Monir. He is actually from the UK. Amazing young man living there with his brother. Coming actually from a very ordinary life background, living in the UK, working in restaurants, working in retail stores, driving a taxi. But you know, one thing was different, his mindset. Mindset, and you will hear it a lot today and tomorrow and the day after because mindset is everything. So in his mind, he was just thinking like, I deserve better. Like, I can do way more. I'm meant to be something different and bigger and better. And so he decided to join network marketing, sick and tired of paycheck to paycheck, and he started crushing it. And today he's one of the most successful network marketers in the world. And I'm proud to really introduce him here together with another amazing speaker.
Yeah, speaking of top network marketers in the world, I'm getting ready to introduce you to top 5 network marketers in the world. This is Miss Stormy Wellington. She is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, she could go into the Coliseum with Julian, I think. Like, whoa, this is going to be awesome, right? Stormy Wellington possesses some amazing skill sets. You know, there's people out there that can do one or two things really well. She does all of them really well. She is a leader of leaders. She is a force to be reckoned with. She practices what she preaches. She mentors and develops leaders. She's known for her tough love style leadership because she leads thousands and thousands of people to victory. So it's our pleasure to introduce you to the next two speakers.
Monir Islam with How to Start from Scratch.
And Stormy Wellington, who's going to teach you how to make sure that you are here 1 year from now and that you didn't die. Don't get crushed. Woo, let's go.
Woo.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to this event. I'm super excited for every single person that is watching this right now. My name is Monet and I have been part of direct selling and network marketing for now 7 years. And over the years, me and my brother, we've been able to become multiple 7-figure earners, even 8-figure income earner in this industry multiple times. And the reason why is because we found the key ingredients for success. And because we know how to do it, we're able to do it again and again. So there are 4 principles I'm going to share with you guys today. So I hope you guys are ready to take down some notes because this will help you big time if you are beginning for the first time in direct selling in network marketing, or you're just beginning again in network marketing. Wherever you are and wherever you might be and whoever you might be, this will apply to us. And so there are 4 principles. Number 1, you gotta have belief in what you do. You gotta have belief in yourself, and you gotta have belief in the people you are working with. And most importantly, you gotta have belief in the vehicle that you're in. You see, ladies and gentlemen, over the years, I have seen people that they come in and they lack a lot of belief in either of those things I just mentioned. One of the biggest things people lack belief in is in themselves. Whether they can do it or they can do it again, right? So if you have been part of any kind of moments like this, understand that it's natural and it's normal. We all have been there. We know what it feels like to have those doubts and fear inside of ourselves, thinking if we can do it again or if we can do what we're about to do. And it's natural to understand that this is normal. And embrace that, embrace the fear. It is part of the journey. We all have been through it. But most importantly, You have to get rid of this fear and replace it with faith, ladies and gentlemen. You have to replace your fear with faith. Because if you don't do that, your fear will lead you to something called doubt, and doubt will lead you out of action, and therefore you won't have any results. So number one, you got to have belief in yourself. Now, how do you get belief in yourself? Well, there are so many ways you can do that, such as affirmation and so on and so forth. But most important way, and I believe the key way to get belief in yourself as fast as you possibly can, is by seeing other people's success and catching inspiration from their success. You see, if you take a look at some of the success stories in your company where you are right now, different kind of ranks you have in your company that are earning 6 figures, 7 figures, and changing their lives over the course of time they've been in the company, hear their story, hear their background, see where they come from, and seek inspiration from that. And that's another way that you can actually catch belief, because if you don't have belief in yourself, there is no way you can have results by having belief in other things. So number one, you got to have belief in yourself. You got to know that you are the right person who's going to do this. You are the right person for success. You are the person who is going to change your legacy, your family's tree forever. If others have walked the path, you can too. And you got to know that. You got to believe it right inside of you, because that's the very first step of deciding in something what you're about to do. You got to have belief in yourself. And number two, you got to have belief in the people that you're working with. Who is your upline? Which upline are you working with? Who is your mentor? Are you working with the people that have more results than you? See, if you're working with the people that have more results than you, would you agree it's okay to just humble ourselves and just listen to them, pay attention to the information they are providing us, and just until we get the success they have, is it okay to just humble ourselves and listen to them? Well, I think it is. I think it is the key for success to have mentors. At least have people, if you're on a small rank right now and you're trying to reach out to the high rank in the companies to get mentored by them, it probably won't be possible because they probably don't have that time to mentor you. And so therefore, you must understand that people that are mentoring you right now, you should pay attention to them. When you have their success, now you can rank up the ladder and get mentored by that next person on the leadership. So you got to have belief in the person who you're working with. That's really is the key for your success. And number three, you got to have belief in the vehicle. You got to have belief in the vehicle. You've got to have belief in the people who created the vehicle, and I mean the company you're in. I mean the owners who's building the company. You gotta have belief in the owners. You gotta have belief in the company. You gotta know that this vehicle is proven. You gotta know that this is the right place. There is no better place exists than this. This is the best company in the world. You're part of the best company. You're part of the best leadership. You're part of the best mentorship. You gotta know what you have is the best. There is nothing better exists outside. You gotta know you have the number one deal right in front of you, and that's what you're working on, and there is nothing better exists outside. You gotta know you are at the right place. But most importantly, you gotta have belief in the vision of the company. You must know that people are moved by vision. You see, you gotta be part of something far bigger than you. When you share the vision and the mission of your company, does it move people? You see, yourself and your why may not be big enough for a lot of people to follow you, but the vehicle you're part of and the mission and the vision of the company makes a huge difference in terms of who you're going to close as prospects. So the key here is you have to have faith in the vehicle. The next principle is called excitement. It's called enthusiasm. You see, you have to be fired up about what you're doing. You see, you can't just be excited because of the money you're about to make. You have to love what you do. You see, there is a different kind of charisma and passion and excitement in someone who just loves simply what they're doing. Here's what I know. If you're always focused on the results, your results can disappoint you or it can make you complacent. Here's why. I've seen a lot of people, when they start making money, they become complacent. Why? Because they start to make money or seeing the results they have never seen before, so they slow down. They forget to take action, right? Because they forget what the action they've taken that has led them to where they are right now. They forget about all the action they've taken, so they slow down because of the results. They start celebrating, right? They start celebrating and they start to think they made it. And then there's others who are taking action every day but seeing no results. And because they don't see the results, they stop working because they feel like others have gone to that stage where they're at with far less effort than you. Then why should you continue to work? Maybe it's not just for you. And so therefore results can disappoint you, right? So you should never focus on the results. You should focus on the action. And the only way you can focus a lot in the work, in action, is because the fact that you love what you do. See, if you love what you do, you never have to work a single day in your life. So do you love the fact you're part of the best industry in the world? Do you love the fact that this industry produces more millionaires than any other industries? Do you love the fact that you can be your own boss? Do you love the fact that you can earn residual income? Do you love the fact you'll be able to one day travel around the world and do what you want, when you want, how you want, and who you want to do with? Do you love the fact you can one day be free and have the freedom? See, you have to love what you do. When you're presenting this to others, they can see it right through you, whether you actually love what you do or you're just doing it because you can make some money with it, right? So you must be excited. Last 4 letters of enthusiasm, it says, I am sold myself. Basically, excitement means you're sold out in what you do. So you got to be sold out. You got to be sold out to your leadership. You got to be sold out to the company. You got to be sold out to the products. You got to be sold out to the compensation plan. You got to be sold out about where you're heading and not where you are right now. So here's my question to you. Are you excited about where you are? Are you proud of the fact you're part of the best company in the world right now? So be proud, be excited, be fired up. Because here's what I realize. If you can stay excited for long enough without losing your enthusiasm, right? If you can stay excited for long enough and take action in the process and stay consistent in the process, you can have the results that you're looking for. As most people, they lose excitement too soon in what they're doing and they end up quitting and giving up. So stay excited for long enough and you're going to see the results, because excitement will lead you to taking something called action. What do I mean by taking action? I mean income producing activities. A lot of people, they get too busy being busy getting trained. They get too busy watching motivational video. They get too busy in learning but not doing. So I want to talk a little bit about action. What do I mean by income producing activity? IPA. I want you guys to write this down. IPA, an income producing activity. So there are 5 things I'm going to speak about. The first thing is piquing interest of new prospects, right? Speaking to new people, whether it's in social media, whether it's face-to-face, whether you go in a coffee shop, whether you go out for dinner, whether you go out to get a haircut, whether you go to your salon. It doesn't matter where you're going. Long as you're meeting people through online or offline, you need to be getting busy piquing people interest in what you do. Not telling them what you do, because I always say, be the messenger and not the message. So get busy in piquing interest, but I also believe build relationship. Build relationship, because there are going to be people out there that you don't know yet, but you're going to get to know them over time, and then you can pique interest and then invite them to show what you're doing, right? So number 1, get busy piquing interest and building relationship. I believe they both come on the same. So number 2, you need to invite people to show the plan. So become master at inviting people. You see, invitation is something In the beginning, you'd make a lot of mistakes, but eventually you're going to become a master inviting. So in the beginning, you're probably inviting 20 people and 5 showing up. But eventually, this is going to get better and better over time. So the more you invite, the more mistake you're going to make and the more you're going to learn. So don't be afraid to go through the no's. Presenting to new prospects, that's income producing activities. Showing up to presentation, showing up to events, that's income producing activities. Here's why. Because sometimes you're going to have a down day and sometimes you're going to have the up days. But in the days where things are not going for you, events or simply by showing up to a Zoom call can just get you fueled up again to go on for another day, right? So I believe that can lead to income producing activity. So just show up, okay? And the last thing is follow up. If you're following up with individuals, then that's income producing activities. If you're launching people, so they've seen the presentation, within 24 hours, you're launching them, you're getting them started the right way, that's income producing activities. What is a non-income producing activities? Procrastinating, thinking about doing but not really doing, watching Netflix, finding ways to escape the reality and get busy doing something else. A lot of times this happens to us where things are not good and things are not going for us, we look for escape route, right? We go do something else that's easier to avoid what is hard. There is a saying, if you do what's hard, you're going to have an easy life. But if you do what's easy, you're going to have a hard life. So understand this, that it's easy to start procrastinating and miss out on income producing activity, because only through income producing activities, you're going to get the results and fulfill your goals and your dreams. Here's what I realized. Our industry is super simple. People complicate it. A lot of people are just so busy getting motivated and not doing anything. It's all in the doings, not just watching. A lot of people get busy spectating, They get busy spectating. They see other people having success and they say clap, 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 but they never do themselves. They become the spectators rather than the players. And don't be that kind of person. And it's easy to be that kind of person. Here's why. In our company, we see people coming in and hitting big ranks within the 30 days, within the 60 days. And we have individuals who've been in the company for 6 months and haven't hit the same rank. And those individuals getting demotivated, thinking, I've been in the company for 6 months and I have the results like this person has in 30 days. Maybe I'm not the right person. You see, you should get inspired by someone else's success, not demotivated, or don't become a spectator of someone else's success. So get busy doing income producing activity. Take inspired action, not just spectating, right? Take inspired action. A lot of people like to go with the flow. And others, they take inspired action. They see someone else succeeding. They say, wow, amazing. I'm so proud of you. But they're using that as a fuel to go out there and take action. I hope that makes sense. Now we're going to speak about the final one. Results. After you've taken the action, what kind of results are you looking at? Results basically means is that it's not just money. It's the person you become. The value that you carry within yourself. You see, I've seen so many people get so busy looking at the money they made rather than looking at the person they're becoming. You see, that means when you have results, it looks in many different ways. One thing is that personal growth. You have self-developed yourself over time. The way you carry yourself. People will notice that. They'll compliment that. They're going to see a new you, a better you, and you can see it yourself. The way you walk, the way you carry yourself, the way you conduct business, the way you speak to others, right? You're going to see a sense of respect from other people. You see, Jim Rohn says, is that you need to become the person of value and not money. Here's what I realized. If you make $10,000 a month, but if you haven't become the person who's supposed to make $10,000 a month, you're going to drop back exactly where you belong. If you are not supposed to make $100,000 a month and you're making right now $100,000 a month, well, very soon you're going to drop back exactly where you belong. right? Your income will never surpass your personal growth. And even if it does, it's going to drop back to where you belong. So the key here is to grow personally. That's the number one thing, because if you become the person of value, no one can take that away from you. And money, you can make it again and again and again. So I realized in this industry, and what got me the most attracted in the industry, it is the personal growth. So be excited about the person you are becoming. That's results. But you're also going to see results in paychecks. You're also going to see results ranking up. You're also going to see results in terms of your organizations are growing. But you're going to go through 4 steps to get results. This is level 1, where you're unconsciously incompetent. What that basically means is that you don't know what you don't know yet. You are learning the skills. This is the very, very first phase where you're learning how to invite and you're making a lot of mistakes. You're learning how to present and you don't know how to present. You don't understand the vision. You don't understand the mission of the company. You lack a lot of belief. You lack a lot of confidence. That you think this is supposed to be easy and it's not getting easier for you. And what level 1 looks like is you're running up against an escalator, and this escalator is coming down at you. So you are fighting against the wave, right? Or you're fighting against an escalator that is so high and you're trying to step up on the escalator, but the escalator coming fast down at you and you're trying to run up the escalator. That's what the first phase looks like. That's level 1. You're unconsciously incompetent. You don't know what you don't know yet. Now you reach level 2. And level 2 is you're running up an escalator, but the escalator is steady. It's not moving down at you, but you're running up, but it's a steady escalator. You feel a bit dizzy, but you're seeing progress. And now this phase here where you embrace rejection, you embrace failure, you understand that there is hard work. You understand that you need to learn skills. You understand that there's going to be a process of pain before you can have success. So this is the part where you're embracing everything on your way, knowing that there is a price you have to pay to become successful. So this is level 2. You are consciously incompetent, meaning you don't know the skills yet, but you're consciously, you understand that there is going to be a journey. And now you move on to level 3. And on level 3, you are now consciously competent. What that basically means is that you have now acquired skills, you know what you're doing, you're still learning, you're growing, and you're seeing momentum. You're starting to see that you're producing leadership ranks in your organization. Now you are making, a significant amount of income and you're growing. You can see momentum. And now you're consciously competent. Now you're basically on an escalator that's going up with you. So if you work harder, it moves a little faster. But if you don't work as hard as you used to, it's still moving forward. Meaning you have an organization that's working with or without you, right? You're growing and you're making good income and you now have momentum. So now you have an escalator going up with you. And finally, you move on to level 4. And level 4, it is the best place to be. You see, on level 4, your escalator now reached to the next level, on level 4, where you walk inside an elevator. And this elevator now going up with you without you doing anything. Whether you do anything or you don't, you're literally just pressing a button and he's taking you to the next level and to the next level and to the next level. That's the elevator stage. And this stage is you are unconsciously competent. You're unconsciously competent, meaning you now don't need to think about what you need to do. You do it unconsciously. You know how to drive the car without thinking about where the wheel is, without the paddle is, where the brakes are. You don't need to think about anything. It's like you're on autopilot. And people from the outside seeing you on the elevator and seeing that You're not doing anything and you're making so much money. At this stage, you're making maybe more than $30,000 a month in residual income and you're growing as an individual. But your team and people from the outside, they see you having the best lifestyle, traveling around the world, experiencing the good life. And they see you doing nothing. But at this stage, you're still working. But people can't see it because you are effortless. You're on phase one without thinking about being on phase one. You are right now presenting without thinking about I need to present. You are right now motivated without thinking about you need to motivate yourself. You're on momentum. You're fired up. You're excited every single day. You're living the best life. But listen, at this stage, your skills has become part of you. You have a new identity. And that's the phase everyone needs to go to. But here's the sad thing. Most people quit on level one. Most people never go past level one. That's a sad story in our industry. So here's my question to you. If others have went through level one, level two, level three, level four, can you go to level four as well? The answer is absolutely yes. But in the process, there's going to be a lot of doubters. There's going to be a lot of naysayers. There's going to say, oh, look at him, or look at her, she's going to make it, or she's going to be financially free. Or he's going to do it again. They got lucky the first time. They can't do it again. They're going to criticize you. They're going to mock you. They're going to whisper behind your back. They're going to pass on false information about you. They're going to make you look bad in front of other people because they're afraid that you're going to make it. And if you make it, they're going to be proven wrong. So understand one thing. It really doesn't matter what other people think. Only thing it matters is about where you're going and how much you believe that you can make it happen. Because in the end, all those people who today doubt in you will tell everybody how they know you. All these people that's mocking you today, criticizing you, one day they'll tell people how they've met you. All these people will tell other people how they're a friend of yours. And they'll come and tell you, I knew you could do it. I knew you were built for this. I always think the best of you. But the same people you hear from others, they were not speaking the best. But it's okay, because in the end, when you do make it, nothing else matters. The only thing that matters is that you, yourself, and your family was taken care of. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my absolutely honor being here and to be able to provide you guys some value. I hope you have learned something and I hope you guys can go out there and apply. Remember, the bottom is way too crowded. So I'll see you guys all at the top. God bless you and take care of yourself.
Hello guys, my name is Stormy Wellington and I am super excited to be your coach for the next 20 minutes. I am so excited about today. I'm so excited about teaching you 6 of my secrets behind my success. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Stormy Wellington. I've been in network marketing now for almost 13 years. I started back in 2008 when I was looking for a way just to be able to put food on the table for my kids. You know, like some of you all that's watching me right now, you're in this profession because you're looking for extra income. And that was me. You know, back in 2008, I was looking for a way to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. I had no idea that I would become one of the highest paid income earners in this industry. I had no idea that my life would change, how it has immensely. And so I'm excited to teach you about the 6 secrets behind my success. I will tell you all that I come from some very humble beginnings. Life has not been as crystal clear for me. I am that person that always believed that I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. I am that person that always believed that one day I was going to be a millionaire. And I didn't quite know how I was going to do it. And so I'm so grateful for network marketing because it changed my life and it allowed me to do so much for so many others. And so before network marketing, I was a teenage mom by the age of 15. I dropped out of high school in the 9th grade. I ended up doing some things that many of you all probably wouldn't even believe. And I used to be a dancer. I used to be in the streets doing things that, I'm not proud of. But truthfully, when I look at my past, I'm very proud of myself. I came from Section 8. I came from food stamps. I came from government assistance. And now I am one of the top income earners in this profession. So I believe that my training is the truth and nothing but the truth. And if you're willing to take into account these 6 steps that I'm going to teach you, your business can change immensely. I'm going to teach you on what I call the A, B, C, D, E, and the F of my success. A, B, C, D, E, and F. It's as simple as A, B, C, D, E, and F. And so what is the A? The A is alignment. One of the things I can tell you that I've been able to master is that I make sure that I am, number one, in alignment with myself. I believe before that you could be in alignment with anybody else, before you can even, do something massive, you got to know what is it that you want out of life. What is it that you're doing? What is the vision for your life? See, I believe that the vision for your life creates the disciplines for your life. And so I want everybody that's watching this training right now to stop for a moment, drop some fire, write a comment, and just really think about what is it that you want to see for your life and get in alignment with that. That's number one. Number two, guys, get in alignment with your company. Get in alignment with your company. What is the vision for your company? What is the goal of your company? Figure that out immediately and find a way to add to the vision. Find a way to help the company accomplish their bigger goal. And then number three, alignment. I believe that you must be in alignment with your upline. I could tell you that 80% of success, it is very spiritual. And you must align with the person that you consider your upline. And I believe those are the 3 phases to alignment and 3 of the secrets behind my success. B, what is B? What is B? Guys, believe. You can't do anything that you don't believe in. And so I believe belief and faith go together. What is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And so I want to encourage you guys today, to believe bigger, faster. Stop believing your doubts and then doubting your belief. I believe that one of the secrets behind my success has been my way of believing that I could do anything. Not having doubt, but believing that it's nothing that I can do. See, I believe that faith and doubt, belief and doubt cannot occupy the same space. It's like oil and water. They just don't mix. And so today, I want to encourage you to believe that you can do it, no matter how long it takes you to get it done. Don't say if, say I'm going to believe until. That's what you got to do. I'm going to believe until. And when you believe, you show up differently. Think about this. How do you believe in something but don't give to it? How do you believe in something but don't work towards it? So if you want to measure your level of belief, look at your work ethics. When you believe in something, you work towards it. So don't forget, belief, it is important. See, your upline can't believe in you for you. They can believe in them for themselves, but that is one thing that I cannot give you. That's one thing that nobody else can give you, is belief. You can borrow belief, but you got to decide to do that for yourself. And the C. What is a C? I believe that the C is culture and communication. See, guys, a lot of us in our profession, we meet a lot of different people from different walks of life. And we must know that all of us have a different upbringing. We come from different cultural experiences. And so what I encourage you to do is get to learn the people in your organization in order to effectively be able to communicate with them, in order to effectively pull the best out of them. You got to know how to communicate with them. And a lot of it is culturally. We grew up different. We were raised different. We experienced different. And so you got to communicate with that person differently, okay? One thing I would teach you, learn to separate your organization. Learn to separate the 99%ers from the 1%ers, okay? What does that mean? Pay attention to those of the leaders in your organization that contribute the most to your business. Because here's what I've learned, that leadership is everything. And everything rises and falls on leadership. So look at your overall business, serve your overall business, but never forget to pay attention to the top 1% of the leaders in your organization. And here's what I want you to know. A leader is someone that goes the way, knows the way, paves the way, but shows the way. And if you think you're leading and no one's following, you're simply taking a walk. And so I want you to know, communicating with your team is everything. And because I know that I'm a leader, let me share with you one of my secrets behind my leadership. There's a book called The 5 Love Languages. And many people read that book when it comes to relationships. They read it when it comes to husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. But what if you looked at the 5 love languages as a way to build your leaders? Discovering what makes them tick, what makes them excited. Do they need quality time? Do they need words of affirmation? Do they need gifts? Do they need personal touch? Read that book. I promise you, it'll change the game for you. And it's not even about network marketing. It's just about learning how to communicate with the people in your business and in your life. That's a secret. Now D, what is D? D is a big one. D is discipline. When you lack discipline, you will never get the result. When you lack discipline, you will never get the result. Most people do not succeed in life because they don't have disciplines. Discipline is about doing what's necessary, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is about showing up every single day knowing that not only are you counting on you, but there are people counting on you. See, I believe that success is about doing things in a certain way. And one of my favorite books is called The Science of Getting Rich. And one of the things that they talk about in that book is that in any industry, you can find success. Figure out what is the certain way in which they do things. And this could be a major key behind you getting to that next level. And so find the people in your business that are getting the results. And I've learned that success leaves clues. They left behind a book that you could read. They left behind some type of audio that you could watch or listen to. And become disciplined in doing what is right in your business, even when you don't feel like it. Because I can tell you right now, whether you're selling a product or a service, you must embody that product or service. You must first be a believer. You must first be disciplined on whatever that product or service is in order to develop a passion about that product or service. So I would tell you right now, think about your business in a whole and think about where in your life and in your business are you lacking disciplines in order to take yourself to that next level. So I can tell you right now, discipline is essential to you getting to that next level. And if you lack the discipline, just know that the success won't come. But make up your mind. Let me give you a little strategy. Make up your mind right now. Okay? Then for the next 30 days, you're going to do the exact thing that you're supposed to do, the exact way to make sure that you are following the system or strategy that your company has provided for you, or your upline, or whoever your leadership is, has provided for you to get to that next level. I promise you, disciplines can make the difference between those that win and those that lose. Discipline can make the bigger difference of you being at the beginning phases of your business to being one of the top leaders in your business that everybody talks about and everybody uses as an example. So think about that for a moment. And the E is so important. The E is edification. But let me tell you how I look at edification, because I had to change the narrative. Because many people who are not from the network marketing profession, when they hear that word edification, it doesn't make a lot of sense to them. But let me tell you, edification is bringing value too. Edification is having the power of talking good about somebody else outside of even yourself. And many people lack the power to edify because they think that when they edify, it takes the power off of them and puts the power onto somebody else. Let me tell you a trick that I've learned. Everybody wants to be connected to somebody that's successful. And so if you change the narrative and you change your thought process towards edification, here's what will happen to your business. Your business will grow immensely because people love to be a part of something that's moving. People like to be a part of initiatives and movements. And when you find edification, you find an organization or a company that's moving in the forward direction. There are 3 things I want you to think about when it comes to edification. And we call it the edification triangle. Look at the triangle. Number 1, you should always be edifying your company. Always talking good about your company. Another way to look at edification, remember, is what is the story of the company? Always in your presentations, in your conversations, find ways to talk about, number 1, your company. Number 2, in the edification triangle, always tell you too, before this company or before this product, my life was like this. But now that I have this company, now that I have this product, my life is like this. That's bringing value too. That's edifying. That's bringing power too. And thirdly, you should always edify your upline. I believe that you should never bite the hand that feeds you. And regardless of where you may be in the relationship with your upline, you gotta find a way to always edify and communicate with the people that you're talking to, or even with yourself. the respect and honor that you have for your upline. See guys, let me tell you something. When you look at this industry, it's really not even about always promoting and selling a product. People get into this profession and they buy from us because they like you. People love to buy products or services from people that they like and that they respect. But maybe in this conversation that you're having with somebody, or you may be trying to do a presentation, maybe they don't respect you as much. But when you edify, guess what? They will respect the person that you're talking about. And they may not want to do business with you, but guess what I found out that works? They may want to do business with the people that you are connected to. And that's where edification can take you to the next level. I promise you, you want to find a thriving organization? Find an organization that's always edifying. It's like an energy and a synergy. You gotta remember, guys, everything is about energy. It's like an energy and a synergy when you find an organization that's always talking good about one another. Let me tell you a little trick. When you learn to edify, I believe that edification is like a magnet. It would allow you to attract more bigger things in your business. But can I tell you something that I believe is just magical in our business, in our industry? When you edify other people, it's like you're celebrating them. And I believe that success is 80% spiritual. It is 80% spiritual. And the more you edify, you're putting power to your business, power to your association, power to your conversation. Because people love movements. Remember I told you this. And they love community. And so now we're at the letter F. If you think about it in school, you know, your teacher, if you ever got a red F and a negative, it makes you mad. That F just did something to you. Well, I can tell you in my career, the difference between future, freedom, and failing. See, here's the deal. Many of us are where we are right now in our life, but we have hope for the future. So we are working towards our future freedom. We may not be free today, but we're working towards our future freedom. And so the F means this. Freedom or failure. Freedom or failure. I believe that if you follow the A, B, C, D's, and the E's, you will have success. And success is defined differently by everybody. But I know one thing that can bring us all together, freedom. How many of you all look at your life right now and you really want to have more freedom? You want to be able to wake up when you finish sleeping, but because you got a job that, or maybe even a business that feels like a job, you can't do that, but you really desire that. I believe that this profession can allow you to do that. How many of you all right now want to be able to do more than you're currently doing for your children? You want to be able to take your kids on trips. You want to be able to buy your kids the finer things in life, but you probably can't afford it. Or you may be that person that wants to just take care of your loved one. You want to take care of your mom, or you want to take care of your dad, or you want to retire your husband or retire your wife. Well, guys, I can't make you any guarantees. But I can tell you that this industry has allowed me to do all of that and then some. This industry has allowed me to realize my potential. And right when I think I have gotten to the max of my potential, here comes another level. This industry finds ways to pull the best out of you. What I want to encourage you to do is to be here 1 year from now. Be in your company. Grow where you are planted. The grass is never greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. The grass is greener where you fertilize it. But I tell you, success, I believe, is 80% spiritual. Decide to plant yourself in your business and decide that today is going to be a new day for you. Draw a line in the sand and say, you know what? I'm about to follow the A, B, C, D, E of network marketing, according to what Coach Stormy wanted to share with us today. Because in my future, I see freedom. In my future, I see freedom. I no longer want to fail. I no longer want to play. I'm ready to play a bigger game. And if Coach Stormy said that success is 80% spiritual, 20% mechanical, I'm telling you right now, success is 80% spiritual, 20% mechanical. Decide today to build your business in a certain way. And I promise you, you will never look back. And this is what I want you guys to do. Keep working, keep moving, and suddenly you're gonna look up and you'll be able to say, wow, I'm so glad I stayed. I'm so glad I didn't quit. I'm so glad I kept going. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you on the other side. Bye-bye, everybody.
You talk first.
Wow, that was amazing, right? Oh, I've heard Stormy a few times now, and she's just brilliant. And the same with Monier, like a powerful, I call it the silence power, like just awesome. And not just these two speakers, like just looking back at today, we're not done yet. There's another speaker coming, and you want to stay for that one because he's absolutely, I think, a legend in the industry. So stay tuned, but I really like to reflect on a few of the speakers because what I learned today, again, like I love events, virtual or live, just being with the speakers, hearing things, getting some golden nuggets. I think we all can go back to that you need a step-by-step plan, a 90-day plan. You get the structure in your business. Take massive action. You cannot let go of it. Nurture, take care of your people. Make them feel good. And then, of course, keep learning and growing the rest of your life, not just this weekend, but, you know, Sherry, that's what I also want to go back to.
You know what? I mean, we're coming into the final segment. I learned, you know, from one of my mentors a long time ago, finish what you start. And congratulations for those of you that are here all the way through. Like for us, it's heading into, you know, almost 9 o'clock p.m. in the Netherlands. So wherever you are, thank you guys for being committed. One of the things that really fuels me as we wrap this up is the power of dreams. I have it as a tattoo on my arm. It was my first tattoo that I ever got. It was the Chinese symbol dream. I remember seeing a poster from my network marketing company that says it's what you dream that sets us apart. I want to share with you one of my favorite quotes. Now is your time to make your faith larger than your fear and your dream bigger than your doubts. If you're ready to play big, if you're ready to change your life, then I want to introduce you to the last and final speaker of this event on day one. And it's been a privilege hosting. This gentleman is absolutely crushing it. I mean, at 29 years old, he broke through the millionaire status. He's got clients all over the world, like as in millions of customers. He's spoken in 6 continents, 35 different countries. He's helped more than 50 millionaires, you know, on his team. And he's going to teach you how to close a prospect. I think this is the perfect example of someone who uses sales skills and the skill of influence to be able to drive results and help a lot more people win. So it's our honor to introduce you the last speaker of this event today, and that is none other than the legend, Mr. Matt Morris.
Matt Morris, excited to be with you guys virtually. Ted asked me to talk about closing today. So I'm going to go through and give you some of the philosophies, some of the strategies, and really some of the mindset that I've used over the last 25 years that I've been in the profession. Have been full-time for the last 20 years, have been able to build organizations that have grown to over 2.5 million customers, over $3 billion in sales, and it has been one heck of a ride. And I will definitely tell you, it was not always this way. In fact, my first 2 years in network marketing, I was as bad as you could possibly be. I actually got started in network marketing when I was 18 years old. Was in college working as a waiter, a banquet waiter for a minimum wage, and I'm, waiting tables. And there's another waitress who's, working the same shift that I was, and she was fairly cute. And every once in a while, she would initiate conversation with me, and I, of course, was initiating conversation back because I was interested. And at one point, she asked me, she said, "Hey, Matt, have you ever thought about being in business for yourself?" And I wanted to build rapport, so I said, absolutely, all the time. And she said, "Well, why don't you write your number down and we'll talk business sometime?" And I was anxious to talk business with her, so I gave her my number, and she called me a night or two later, and she said, "Hey, it's Mary Beth, remember we met?" And I said, yeah, I remember. And she said, "Well, listen, I wanted to see if you were up for talking business at the Hilton Hotel tomorrow night." And I thought, all right, cute girl, hotel, night, business. I'm all in. And so I was excited. I showed up to the hotel ready to talk business with her. And little did I know there was a network marketing presentation going on. And so she met me in the lobby, ushered me into a presentation, and not exactly what I was expecting, but I will tell you, when I saw the guy draw the circles and he talked about leveraged income, I was excited. And I had never heard of network marketing before. And I remember going home that night, back to my little apartment thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is the only company that does this. And I, of course, like so many people, thought I'm gonna be making six-figure income in the next year. I'm gonna make millions of dollars, and had no idea, right? And so I will tell you, my first 2 years, I sponsored 3 people. Gets worse because 2 of the 3 that I sponsored, I paid for to get in myself. And it actually gets worse because one of the 2 that I paid for to get in was my mom, and I never even told her she was in. I didn't even have the confidence to tell her that I put her in. And the one guy that I did enroll was a waiter friend of mine. He had been drinking before the presentation, so he signed up and never showed up again. So at the end of 2 years, I had one person in my group. It was me. And very frustrating, because these dreams that I had of traveling around the world and making millions of dollars just seemed so far out there. And I don't know if you can relate to this at all, but you know, in those first 2 years, and even after that, I mean, I felt so frustrated, so discouraged, so defeated, watching all these other people who had joined after me pass me up. And it was almost like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I make this work? And, you know, I joined another company and decided, all right, I haven't committed enough, so I'm gonna commit even more. I'm gonna make more phone calls. I'm gonna do more. And I will tell you what ended up happening is I had my own plan. I didn't follow the coaching of my upline or anything like that, but I opened up my own little office. I ran what I thought were genius advertising campaigns. And I worked really hard. And I will tell you, at the end of the next year, I had so much success. I moved into a really amazing place, a Honda Civic. I had a beat up little red Honda Civic. It had been wrecked twice. I couldn't afford to fix it when it got wrecked. And I moved into my car. I had to take a job selling above ground swimming pools in another state where I didn't know anyone. I didn't get paid commissions until the pool got installed, which was 6 to 8 weeks out. And so for about 2 months, I lived out of my car. And in a state called Louisiana, southern Louisiana, July and August, the 2 hottest months of the year, which is not where you want to be homeless when it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade. And so definitely a lot of learning moments. And, you know, they say there's 2 big motivators in life. There's the desire for pleasure, and then the avoidance of what? The avoidance of pain. And I will tell you, I had an experience that caused me to get very motivated because the pain got very high. In fact, it was late one night. I had an appointment the next morning in the other side of the state. I drove to the other side of the state. I pull into a little town, and typically what I would do is I would bathe in nasty gas station bathrooms. So I'd find bathrooms that would, you know, small bathrooms that would lock on the inside. And I'd go in, I'd take my clothes off, I'd bathe from the sink, use their soap, rinse off, put my clothes back on, and I'd leave. And that's what I'd do every 2 or 3 days. Well, it had been 2 or 3 days since my last gas station bath, and so I drive around this little town late that night, around midnight, and there's one gas station in the whole town. It's closed. Nearest town is over 20 miles away. And I thought, all right, well, I'll do my appointment the next day. I'll, you know, drive to the next town, I'll take my bath, and all will be well. And so it's pouring down rain that night. I drive around, I find a church. I would typically park in church parking lots. I felt like a criminal would feel guilty carjacking me in a church, right? So I pull into this church, I kick my seat back and I try to go to sleep. And now normally the rain helps me sleep. That night, I can't sleep at all. And some of you may guess why I can't sleep. It's because I smell myself. I stink. And I'm thinking to myself, if I go into that house tomorrow smelling like I do right now, there's no way they're buying anything that I'm selling. So I'm thinking, what do? Look outside. It's raining. It's middle of the night. No one will probably see me. So I figure, why not? So I take my clothes off, I grab my bar of soap, I walk out into the middle of the church parking lot, and I begin showering in the rain. Now, how many of you have showered in the rain? If you have, you know there's no concentration of water like a shower head. The main road going through town is right there. I'm thinking if anyone drives by, if a police car drives by, I am getting arrested for sure. I'm naked in a church parking lot. And I'm like, all right, what do I do here? There's no gutter on one side of the roof. And so I went and I actually showered from the gutter runoff from the roof of the church. I get back in my car, I dry off, I put my clothes back on. And then I have what we say in Texas, we call it a come to Jesus meeting. And that is basically where you take inventory of your life. And so I take inventory of my life. I'm, 21 years old at the time. Had been at this network marketing thing since I was 18, so it's been 3 years. I'm homeless, I'm living out of my car, I'm $30,000 in debt, I have all my credit cards maxed out, I can't pay the minimum payments on any of them, I'm making no money, I'm in another state, I'm lonely, and I just showered naked in a church parking lot. And, I'll tell you, that was my wake-up call. That's when I said, Matt, invest in whatever you have to invest in. Work as hard as you have to work. Figure out what it is going to take to be a massive success. And I made a commitment that night. And in fact, I wrote in my journal that no matter what it took, no matter how hard I worked, I was going to be a massive success. And I will tell you, I started what I now call a reinvention process. And I had read this article called What the Cell is Going On, and it was about how every cell in the body regenerates itself every 3 to 7 years. And you can reinvent your health based on what you put into it, your exercise and all that. And I just thought, you know what, if you can reinvent your life, your health, surely I can reinvent my financial success. And so I just went on a search. I started looking for anything I could get my hands on that would make a difference. And I started reading a book. Every 2 or 3 days, I'd read a new book. Book after book after book. And I'll tell you, it wasn't like I was this overnight success story, but over the next couple years, I went from age 21 to 24, $30,000 in debt, homeless, living out of my car, bathing in gas station bathrooms, showering naked in the rain, to age 24, earning a 6-figure income, being able to travel around the world, becoming a top money earner. In fact, over the next handful of years, #1 income earner in 3 different companies, millionaire by age 29, and things changed in a big way. And I tell you that story not to brag, but to give you hope, because I will tell you, I was as bad as anyone has ever been in network marketing. I've been through the struggles. I've understood what it feels like to say, man, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Literally wanting to quit 1,000 times. And so if you're in that situation, if you've been in that situation for a while, let me just tell you, from my lips to your ears, you can do this. I don't care what your background is. I don't care if you've succeeded, failed, old, young, man, woman, doesn't matter. I mean, literally over the last 25 years, I've had people that I've seen from all walks of life make millions of dollars, from people in their 80s to people gotten started at 18. And so I want you to know that the prize is worth the price. And I will tell you now, looking back on it, in the beginning, what you learn is way more important than what you earn. And if you're struggling right now, let me just tell you this. I believe your struggle is a reason why you will become an amazing leader. Because there are a lot of other people, let's be honest, most people in our profession struggle before they make it big. And if you've never struggled, it becomes very hard to relate to other people. And because I struggled for so many years, because I had so many things that I felt like were wrong with me, things like I'm shy, I'm introverted, I'm a weird, awkward communicator, I feel awkward in social settings, social anxiety. I had all that happening. But today, I can relate to the people who have all of those things. All the people who doubt themselves. If you've doubted yourself, if you're willing to step up and lead with power, guess what? That's gonna make you an amazing leader. And I will tell you, I believe almost everything in our profession rises and falls based on leadership. And when it comes to closing a prospect, enrolling people into your business, it has everything to do with leadership. Now, I could give you lots of things to say, but the things that you say are less important than the mindset that you have. And I will tell you, number one is you have got to have a lot of energy. If you're not enthusiastic, you can't expect other people to be enthusiastic. What people follow more than anything else is energy. And if you don't have a high level of energy, if you don't have certainty and confidence, you're not gonna get a lot of people to follow you. See, I heard a saying, and I still believe it's true, is professional sort, amateur sell. And while that's very true, I used to just purely sort. So I wouldn't think about being a leader and being certain and confident and optimistic and speaking faith and belief into people. Just purely sort through, sort through, sort through. And I enrolled some, but I wasn't a very powerful leader. I didn't attract other powerful leaders. And I will tell you, a huge shift that I made is when I started working on my mind as much as the tactics, how I look at the closing process versus the things that I say necessarily. And so when I started stepping up and saying, you know what? Instead of them being the blessing for me if they join my business, what if the real truth was that I'm the blessing to them? If they get signed up, if they join my organization, I am the blessing, because if they're coachable and teachable, I can make them unstoppable and I can change their financial future forever. And when I started stepping into that role as a leader for no reason, because listen, you don't need a reason to step up as a powerful leader. No one is ever gonna knight you leader. No one's gonna say, all right, hey, now you're a leader. See, most people don't step up powerfully because they're waiting for the money. They're waiting for the pin. They're waiting for the rank. And if you're waiting for the rank, you'll never be the leader. You've got to become the leader first. I will tell you, when I stepped into a new company about 12 years ago, and I hit the top rank in the company and made millions of dollars, the only reason why I hit the top rank is because I acted as if I already was the top rank day one. So step into a powerful level of leadership now. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission to lead powerfully. So I'm gonna give you a handful of things. Now, obviously, posture is incredibly important. You are the blessing, not your prospect. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the 3-step setup. Now, I'm gonna give you the 3-step setup because understand this, people make decisions primarily based on emotion way more than logic. They join, they do things because they have a reason to do them, and so we're gonna lead with why. So the 3-step setup is this. Number one, you're gonna share your why you got started, why it's important and meaningful for you. Number two, you're all in. It's a big deal, you're all in. And number three, you're cool either way. So when you're sitting down with a prospect, I'll tell you mine about 12 years ago. I owned my own network marketing company. And I found myself after 5 years, $750,000 in debt. 60 days away from bankruptcy. It was a tough time in my life. So it was a tough time in my life. $750,000 in debt. And when I sat down with a prospect, I'll tell you exactly what I did. I started with why. I said, listen, you know, I've had some success over the years, but I'll tell you where I'm at right now, $750,000 in debt, 60 days away from bankruptcy. And for the past several years, I've been watching my little girl grow up instead of being there with her growing up. And so I've been looking for something else, and dude, I found it. I am all in on this like I've never been all in on anything in my life. And listen, I appreciate you sitting down. I'm gonna go through the information at the end. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Either way, totally cool with me. But if there's anyone I wanna be in business with, it's you, my friend. So we break that down, okay? Number one, I shared my why. I was authentic. And see, when you're authentic, you give other people permission to be authentic as well. When you share your why, it opens up their why. So it's not you just ramming a compensation plan and products down their throat. No, you're opening up first. And if you do that first, you'll have a much higher closing ratio. So you're sharing your why. You're saying, I'm all in. See, if they think you're just trying it out, there's no certainty, there's no confidence in that. And so they're less likely to join if you're not telling them you're all in and letting them know at the end you have posture. Either way is totally cool, but if there's anyone I'd want to be in business with, it's you. See, people do business with those they like, and when you're saying, I want to be in business with you, you're transmitting that you like them. And so that it'll increase your closing ratios. Okay, so you're gonna set it up. You're gonna go through the information. When the information is over, if it's a Zoom, if it's a pre-recorded webinar, whatever it is, I'm gonna tell you this, close early and close often. Close early means don't wait, don't keep selling at the end of a presentation. See, people need to know that it is a simple process. It should be simple for them to enroll others. And if you give an amazing sales presentation at the end of the tool that you're using, the Zoom or the video or whatever it is, they think they have to be an amazing salesperson too. Here's the reality, 95% of the people in the world do not like to sell. So if you are showing, hey, I'm an amazing salesperson, they're less likely to enroll. Okay, so close early. Okay, this is a simple business. You need to show them it's simple. Close often means if they have an objection or they have a question, you're going to answer the question, handle the objection, and ask again. And so they may say something like, man, this is awesome, but I don't have the money. You're going to say, well, listen, tell me the truth. Is it really that you don't have the money, or is that a polite way of saying no? Because I'm totally cool either way. I just want to help you. And they're going to say, no, I really don't have the money. And I'm going to say, awesome. Well, do you want to do it? Yes. When they say yes, I'm going to ask another simple question. I'm going to say, well, let me ask you this. Are you powerful enough to come up with the money in the next 24 hours? See, it's tough to say no to that. Ask a simple question. Should be a very simple process. Now, when you ask a closing question, you need to zip your lips. I'm going to give you some psychology here. It takes the average person about 4 to 6 seconds, about 4 seconds, to make a decision to spend several $100s. Only 4 seconds. It's not very long, but when you ask the question and there's this uncomfortable silence, salespeople tend to not allow more than 2 to 3 seconds of silence before they interrupt. And when you interrupt the buying process in their brain. So when you ask a question, you sit there and you smile and you wait for an answer. Let them make the decision. Now, what do you say? I will tell you, the thing you don't want to say at the end of a presentation is, what do you think? Because understand, I said it earlier, people make decisions more based on emotion than they do logic. So if you ask a logical question, guess what? You're going to force them to go into the logical side of the brain, which is not the buying side of the brain. So when the presentation is over, you can say something like this. Awesome, isn't it? Are you ready to get started? Very simple. Close early. Now, finally, I said it earlier, everything is about leadership. What powerful leaders do is they believe in other people more than they believe in themselves. So when you're sitting down with a prospect, the number one reason why they won't get started with you is belief. And it's typically belief in themselves. And so when you step up as a leader and you let people know, you say, listen, John, Sally, Mary, whoever it is, I know you. I know how good you are with people. I know how open-hearted, I know how loving you are. I know how smart you are. I'm telling you this, you can absolutely do this. And if you lock arms with me, I will not let you fail, and we'll crush this together. Are you ready to get started? See, speak belief into people. In your career in network marketing, if you want to rise to the highest levels of leadership, the overriding principle that I want you to get, if you get nothing else from my talk today, is speak belief and power into people. Believe more in other people than they believe in themselves, and watch what happens and watch how much they step up. Now here's the reality. What we're all looking for is the eagle. We're looking for the person who signs up and they go run with this. They don't have to answer a bunch of, they don't have a lot of objections. They're like, I'm all in. So the eagle is what you're looking for. It's not the chickens. The chickens, they chirp around, bark, bark, bark. I don't know if I can do it, right? So we're gonna go through the chickens. Our job is to sort through chickens to find the eagles. And my friend, if you wanna find eagles, the number one way that you find eagles is you step up and decide to be an eagle yourself. So for those of you who are making the decision right now to step up as an eagle and lead powerfully, congratulations. And I'll see you speaking on this stage next year. Thank you. Love you guys. We'll see you again soon. Take care, everyone.
Now, wasn't that an amazing day? It was awesome. What an incredible lineup of speakers. Even a Roman warrior. What do you want more? A herring, yes, also a herring. I missed a herring. It was really incredible, and a special thanks to our two hosts of today, Sherry Tree and Esther Wildeberg. It was really amazing. It was a great day, except for a little slight hiccup halfway this morning.
So
it wasn't that good.
No, it was good, but okay. What we had was a technical problem, and it means that sometimes, and some people, not everybody, just a small group, but you have to clean your cache. Now, clean your cache is a technical thing. Yeah. If you're not technical at all, ask a friend, or Google, or tomorrow morning, or tomorrow, if you start again, we will explain you how you clean your cache. That really solves the connection problems. Now, because we don't like problems, we made the next. We are going to make a replay of this total 3 days available. Yeah. It has a couple of advantages for you, meaning that if you have a friend tomorrow who would love to join the party, he still can see what we have seen today. Incredible content. And of course, you can study the whole thing. Dus that we will make available. It is 15 hours in total. It will take us about 1 or 2 weeks to really upload it and make everything available. But anyway, that we will do. So I think that that is great. And it is also great to, if you want to buy a ticket for a friend or friends wants to buy a ticket, you can easily say yes, you also will get the other days and we will provide you with a replay. Okay.
Okay, the crew solves everything. Hope we see you tomorrow, and of course we see you tomorrow. We have another great lineup and a special guest as host. So have a good night and see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.